Should we jump in then?
Yes.
Anybody remembers how to do this? I don't. So, who watched the recap to refresh themselves and then knows what happened last time?
I've forgotten already.
Yeah, I did, but it was a while ago.
I did, but it was a while ago.
I did 2 days ago, and
I literally watched it the day you posted it, and I was
Yeah.
like, perfect, and it's all gone now.
Yeah.
I can't remember how it ended.
I'm glad
You fireballed this farm.
Yeah, I sure did. Fireball, whoever was screaming around, who wants it? We'll never know. They're nothing but ash now.
Din is facing an increasingly angry god, and not yet addressing it. And sneak preview does not plan to anytime soon.
Like the opposite of faith. It's like straight denial. God is like whispering in your ear. You're like, no. Couldn't be me.
I like the old god that Marth was, not Udo was sort of like, you are my chosen warrior, I give an important mission for you. And you just smiled and nodded your way through that mission.
So who the fuck was that?
Who was that guy?
What a tool. An actual skull, throne of skulls. What an asshole.
Anybody remember anything else from last time?
Shit sucks.
Yes, it's actually
We have a child.
I was gonna say, we have an orphan.
We have an orphan who is
I
going to
think
get PTSD.
They have not met the dragon yet?
No, they
have now.
They have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Planted.
we're
right.
sort of incrementally traumatizing him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're currently painted silver, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver face.
Yeah, because you're passing, so the road was all blockaded, and you managed to gain passage where the grey men have taken over the countryside.
Right.
There's all of the sort of militarised zone which you need to pass through, which you did by Weiss painting you guys sort of greyish. Works at a distance, but you managed to weasel your way past the guards.
Silver
you-
dragon face.
So that's where you guys are at the moment. Is you're currently sort of slowly pottering your way through this heavily militarised zone.
Are any areas of Tai Cheng and the surrounding areas woke? Would they mind what we're doing?
Good question. Probably not. So what else is going on? So you came across the druid from Affa.
Oh yeah. He looked a bit worse for wear.
Sloshy's friend.
Ailslosh's friend, that's it, yeah. Who told Yarlet that her parents have been taken to the Twilight Cave.
Yeah. Sounds like a mission.
Do we know where that is?
Yes, yeah, you do know it. It's just down. Oh.
No, not there again.
Right, everybody ready?
9.
Believe so.
We're still testing your timers, but yes.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's a new opening.
This is it.
Moves.
Weiss explodes into birds.
Advert for corn.
The first time we see owls in the cave.
The slow-moving carriage. Doom.
The child face planting when he sees the dragon.
Little Timmy or whatever he's called unloading a magic missile on him.
We is going no and shocking Din to save the orc.
An image of Udo's castle and then Din's confused face. A montage of our little friend being traumatized.
A shot of Bumpy in the tree.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
nice.
I'm gonna say.
Oh, look at my big name. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, and then just the golden orb, if we still have it, rolling in the back of the carriage.
Nice. Yes. Foreboding, I like
Yeah,
it.
the one that he used to see everything.
Oh, okay. The Eye of Sauron is or the Palantir.
But it's definitely not watching us.
No, of course not. The Palantir is always good. Ask Pippin.
Okay, your time is accurate. I can confirm that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
If you
as the credits fade, we
Stop time.
we hear fading in from the background the sound of carriage wheels, and the screen starts on a black screen and white text appears at the bottom, which says 5 nights until the full moon. Slowly the screen begins to fade in, and we sort of see that we're in the back of the carriage. I believe Weiss, you drive the carriage, don't you, from memory?
I have been.
Yeah, so we sort of see like the back of Weiss's head initially. Sort of we're sat inside the carriage looking out, and the camera begins to pan down, and we can see the two benches along the side. Yarlet sleeping on one side, Run sleeping on the other, and then sort of curled up on the floor. Din is sort of lying sort of on his side, curled up in the back of his knees, Shrew, and was sort of huddled up. And as the camera pans down, we see that Din's lying with his eyes awake, and the two little statues that Charlie gave you are sort of set out on the floor in front of you. What's Din doing? You're the only one awake at the moment. Have you just taken them out to have a look at them, or?
Yeah.
So, like, if somebody sort of like runs, stirs in the background, would you quickly snatch them and stow them away? Or?
Yeah. Deep in thought.
Okay. So we'll leave it at just that. So it's precisely that happens. Sort of, you see Run sort of turns over on the bench where he is, so that he's facing you, and Din quickly hand snatches across frame, and the two statues are quickly stowed away.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check.
Look of worry.
Roll a perception check for me, Run.
I will. What's that? 12.
Plus.
11.
Brother knows me well.
Roll a sleight of hand for me, please.
$16.
Okay, so no, Run doesn't. You don't know. You're fast asleep. So you look. Din's eyes look up towards Run, but he remains asleep, and he hasn't noticed you doing anything.
Even though I mentioned the castle to him before.
I think it's just that you didn't wake him up when you're stirring. So no, nothing else from his side. So you sort of stare pointedly at Run, though. Do you wake him at all, or you're just gonna?
No.
Do we fade out to the next scene?
The cogs are whirring in Din's mind.
Okay.
They're quite full of cobwebs at this stage.
Cool. That's fine. No problem at all.
Yeah. No action.
Okay. So from there, he looks up to the back of Weiss's head, sat out on the front, and the camera pulls through. We see Din lie down back to sleep in the back, and the camera pulls around to see Weiss's face. Weiss is sort of the early morning at the moment. Everybody's sleeping in the back. Sun's just rising up over the horizon. As you look around, you've passed a few sort of encampments and soldiers. Off to the sort of the side of the path, a man on a horse. Sort of, you hear him coming from behind. Quickly flies past you and off down the road. Looks like he's in some rush.
Is he in any type of uniform?
Same uniform as the guards that you saw you passed previously.
Did it look like he had anything like a case to carry, like a scroll or anything like that?
Roll perception.
So I'll see if he's like a messenger.
That's massive.
They do sound huge.
So that's 11.
11. Not that you can see. He passed too quickly.
Okay.
Roll insight.
6 again.
6.
Uh-oh, one more. 11 again.
Okay. No, just passed too quick for you to make anything out. Other than that, the horse isn't like at full gallop, but he was obviously you pottering along in the carriage. He passed too quickly for you to really make anything out.
Okay.
You watch his back as he continues cantering off down the road.
Okay. I'm gonna look over my shoulder and look at Run. Oh wait, so I'll see that you're awake actually.
Yeah.
I'll be like, come take the reins.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna polymorph myself into a bird.
Nice.
And I just want to fly back behind us to see if there's anything else coming up on us.
Okay, yeah, of course, no problem at all. So Din, I'm guessing you just silver paint. You're gonna mask.
Wait, what about your familiar?
I'd have to summon them.
Yeah, mask on for going to the front, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're not relying on the silver paint, you're just going to whack the old spider cultist mask on and jump out to the front.
Yeah, actually, you know what would be funnier? I cast polymorph on turn him into a bird and tell him to go behind.
It is known for its subtlety, so...
Would it be agreeing with that?
Wait, do you specify what type of bird?
Hmm.
Because otherwise you're going to pick what type of bird. If you don't specify, you can be whatever bird you want.
Pterodactyl!
Yes.
Just like a hawk or something.
Would Din consent to this? I'm not sure he would.
If you don't warn him, like, just like it then, bird!
So roll what type of save is it?
It's a charisma save, so you actually got...
Well, he's got charisma and he's
a
got nothing that
bonus.
gives him plus
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
It might just be an auto save.
you'd have to get more than 6... Wait.
I got +5 charisma.
You've got +5 plus that thing that he's awake, so he gets on saves, he gets a plus.
So what's your save at the moment?
+5?
So he gets +5 again, so he gets a +10 to his save.
I mean, if he crit fails,
I got to roll 6.
You got to roll 6 or more. Yeah.
Are you going for this?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
go
what
for
we
it.
would do.
11.
Oh.
So like, like the
one wing, and then
well, yeah,
shake it out.
the like long whiskers on your front like begin to like feather up, but you like grab them and sort of pull around, and they turn back into coin whiskers.
Whis is just like, oh, new spell. Guess I need to work on that one more. Can you see anything out the back?
Just ask him.
You don't address it.
Now that you're on board.
Now that I have your attention, could you check behind us?
You're already on shaky ground with them.
First of all, what the hell was that?
I tried to turn you into a bird
Why?
so that you could go scout the area.
You've not explained that you saw someone did yet.
No,
Din's
no.
very confused by this. Why?
Just this weird guy looked like maybe a messenger just darted past us.
Okay. Can I see anything out the back? Have a look.
You sit up and look out. No, nothing behind you. Just the road. You can sort of see one of the caps you passed previously. The smoke around it. You're sort of 20 minutes away from it now, at your pace.
I thought you would have been on board for being turned into a bird.
If you told me.
Okay, well, there's always tomorrow.
What did I miss?
Nothing. So I think there's a gentleman's agreement that Din gets to use the spell on Whis at some point.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I've got the paladin ones added here, actually.
The magical definition of hate boning.
On that note, so anything else you guys are going to do, or just carry on down the road, or any further deliberation?
I intend to sleep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Do very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, just go back to driving if nothing's happening.
Okay, sweet. So is the plan to just carry on down the road? So you're on your way to Coppertown, I believe is the heading from memory.
Were
We were
going
heading to
stop into
Affa.
Affa? Yeah, I thought we were.
Oh, you're going to Affa first?
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll have
Yeah.
to go.
that's fine. So you travel two hexes per day when you're on a road. And I'm not even going to get you to make. You're sort of like a militarized part of the road, so I'm not going to get you to roll encounter checks.
Okay.
You just carry on down. So we sort of montage our way through. The camera fades to black, and then whilst on a black screen, it changes. That white text appears again and says 4 days until the full moon. As the screen fades back in, you guys are around there. I'm just headed towards Port Choudong. So this is the sort of the main port town in this area, and as you're getting, you can see the town on the distance. You can see that there's quite a large sort of regiment of troops stationed just outside the gate. So it's off the side of the road a fair bit. Where the road passes, there's a side road that sort of leads out to where the front gate. It's quite heavily fortified town, and you can see that there's maybe 20-30 guards. Roll a perception check. Everybody, also aim as well.
What? 20.
Same. But actually 19. So.
7, yeah.
Okay, with a 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you notice actually that as you're drawing a little bit closer, that they're actually very neatly lined up either side of the road. This season, you can see that there's some quite polished-looking sort of ceremonial armor on a few of them, and you can see that there's a couple of flags at the front. They're sort of like green flags, and with your 20, you can see that there's a silver dragon embroidered on the nearest flag.
Don't like this.
I do.
I'd like to be polymorphed into an owl. And sit
We looked overjoyed.
How long does the spell last?
An hour.
It could be. Yeah, I want to see.
Just like
Someone has seen the two of us.
Yeah.
And one of us gone.
I like the idea that like Din's having this conversation with an owl on the bench.
Still painted silver.
It's a silver tawny or whatever they're called.
Let's go.
Yeah, like a tawny owl. So like Din's just you turn to the side to have the conversation, then you have to look down because Ron is just an owl on the bench next to you.
I'm everyone's favourite pet owl.
Yeah. And besides, if they ask where the other one went, who gives a shit?
I forgot to doll out the inspiration from the opening. So I feel like I didn't need to deduct one of Matt's now, but I'll give you.
I was just saying, you remember that because you're like, I'm taking one away.
So 3 for everybody apart from Dave. We got 2.
Woo! Back at 4.
So stage 1 of plan, run owl. What's stage 2? 2, 3. What's the rest of
You
the
want to
plan?
be an owl?
It's too late now. I'm rolling with this. We even the slightest suggestion.
I see nothing good about being a golden dragon going towards silver dragons.
I mean, we don't know that they're silver dragons.
They're there to welcome us, aren't they?
Is it human troops?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're humans.
It's a
yeah,
welcoming party. Din's like, finally.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my owl.
Hey, Ron, since you're an owl anyway, do you want to just go up there and have a look around?
Fucking why not?
Is Din at the front? Din's still driving. Is Din-
Up to you. It's another day has passed. So
Oh,
whoever's driving, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll go fly up and use my... So I remain the same skills as I would have for my...
I don't know if you have your eagle vision, but you've got owl vision, which is good anyway. So.
Oh yeah, I mean...
Wait.
What do I see a mile in front and around me then?
So you sort of fly up out. Not.
Hang on, wait. 1 second. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I need to check something very important.
What are you going to do?
You can check what the intelligence level of an owl is.
I feel like the wisdom would be quite high.
I feel like he might be gaining in both. This might be the clearest that runs over thought.
My cognitive powers are such clarity.
Change me back.
Too much knowledge.
Just having an existential
Are you like
crisis.
flying out the window?
Yeah.
I cast a mage hand, so you just run into it like a window first.
The fuck?
And then it goes away. Now you go. Doesn't have to make sure it can actually stop you.
So yeah, after that minor inconvenience, I will fly away and see what I can
Sounds like a
see
spell
from
you
out
would
above.
Okay.
Minor
So you sort of fly up over the
Don't
height where you
chance.
can see behind the wall. So you can obviously see these 2 rows of troops who are lining the road either side, all sort of polished armour. And you can see that there's a pair of these flags once you're up with these green flags with a silver dragon embroidered on them. Just behind the gate, you can see that there's sort of like crowds have gathered. And you can see on a horse just the other side of where the gate is. There's a man in sort of very noble looking garbs, looking very nervous.
Okay.
Um,
Can Can I?
So it probably behooves me to remind you guys. Actually, no, you don't. I'm trying to think. You didn't share any of the yeah, I might as well, you know. So you probably would know that this is where you are. So this town that you're heading towards is the one that Charlie told you that there's a silver dragon princess currently being held captive at.
Oh.
Do we know that?
No, I don't think they didn't. I don't think
Does
they
didn't know
shared.
that as well?
Yes, I think. Actually, I don't know. It was. He told you Run specifically.
Okay.
I can't remember if you shared it.
Good eye.
Well, let's say no because
They
you
would have forgotten by now.
you guys aren't the sharing type anyway.
Yes.
But so you probably didn't know that this Port Shudong was Port Shudong, but probably even without having to roll anything, as you're sort of flying around as an owl and seeing this, things are starting to lock into place in your head.
Okay. So having my new extra owl intelligence has helped.
Yeah,
Put it all together.
your owl clarity, your extra wisdom that you've gained by becoming an owl, all of a sudden you're able to put 2 and 2 together.
Wow.
And also, mice are
Revolutionary.
delicious.
Okay.
And then you suddenly go, oh, Din saw a castle in his dream!
And then continue like existential crisis. Okay. So can I communicate whilst I'm? Am I able to?
You're an owl.
So I guess not.
No.
Okay then.
You can try.
I have no mouth yet. I must convey information.
So you're heading back to the carriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So I guess you can like shrug and nod if the rest.
One hoot for no, 2 for yes.
Whatever else.
Did you see anything interesting?
Jumping up and
Two
down.
for yes.
Are you
That
hungry?
was a long no.
Do you want a cracker? Break up a cracker.
They've had an inspiration for their hooting at the owls. So you communicate. There's no one yes no's established. Dave just has to hoot in ways that seem like they convey.
Okay. Do you want me to turn you back now, or would you rather stay an owl for like another 45 minutes?
The wing just.
No.
You can just nod and shake your head. This is what.
Also,
We should just
Oh,
like,
you,
okay,
you,
so
you
no.
asked him an or question. Do you want one or the other? Yes.
we just goes, if you want to turn yourself back, pinch yourself. I'm pretty sure owls have like 1 hit point.
Cool.
Actually, just like flying to the ground.
Alright, I'll bear that in mind.
So you can just fly straight into the ceiling of the carriage. Dragon comes back down. Okay, cool.
That's a pretty
So
good plan, I like that.
yeah. So run
You
remains.
could like Kirby in Smash Brothers. You could like fly and just like
Yeah,
bounce
yeah,
up on it.
I did that.
yeah.
I did that in one of my Squirrel Druid character. I did that where I jumped down off the ceiling and then
Turned into a whale.
turned into a horse.
Yeah.
And then just landed on somebody.
That was good stuff.
Okay, so yeah, Run remains an owl. Isn't sharing any more information, but you guys are still slowly. Have you like stopped the cart, or are you just still slowly
we've just
rolling?
been sort of like slowly going.
Slowly,
whole time.
it's like meandering your way towards. Are you gonna just like blank and just
Can
straight past?
Can
That
you
you
just
don't
out
acknowledge.
of character, can people just remind me where we're going and why? I've completely forgotten.
You're heading past the town down to Affa, and also to Tiger's Rest is. You've been told to go to Tiger's Rest by Azir up in the college, who gave Yarlok the leeches, because he's told you that there's a man called Lon there who owes him a favour and can get you to the tower. Of Frax, which is where Yarlok needs to go for her healing, and Yarlok wants to go to Affa for other personal reasons. That's essentially it.
Okay.
And then the hill where bump control died is just below Affa there as well.
I'm not saying it, but I'm assuming every time we like do the time skip, I'm eating a leech at the beginning of the day. So.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Yeah, cool. Noted. In that case, I'll every time you're doing a time skip, I'll assume you've eaten it,
Yeah, yeah.
unless you say you don't. So then we'll flip that on its head if you're happy to do that and just
Yeah.
burn them.
Sounds good.
Cool.
I guess if nothing happens in the next 45 minutes, then you turn back.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're going straight into
You're
Port
gonna
Needle?
you're gonna try and just ignore them and carry on past.
That seems like a bad idea.
In waves.
You're giving the queen okay.
You guys don't want to go in?
So
What?
I know it's a bad idea, but didn't want us to do it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Ron
okay.
is considering, like, do we want to jailbreak a silver dragon when we got things to do?
So you still haven't told us that.
Yeah.
though,
No,
right?
that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
in my now cognitive, the clarity is like,
You wanted 45 minutes of clear thinking. to mull this problem over.
So the whole time the owl's just been there.
Yeah, just like slowly pacing on the windowsill, like,
it's like, okay, so the sunrise is there, but it goes over there.
oh my
Where does it
god.
go when it's dark?
He's like writing equations.
So the plan, as I hear it at the moment, is to just drive past, but Din is going to wave like Queen Elizabeth out of the window as you pass.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you don't have to go through the town.
No,
to
you
follow the
don't.
road.
No. It's on the side. So you.
But
I mean, the plan was to go to Affa, so unless anybody's telling Weiss otherwise, she's just beelining it there.
Okay, so Din, as you sort of like wave, you sort of see the guards at the front of these two who sort of lock eyes with you with a perplexed look on their face as you head past, and then one of them like dashes in towards where the gate is. You can see that there's a large sort of iron cross-hatched gate. He disappears into a small door to the side of that gate. And you see a few sort of confused look between the guards, but you guys carry on down the road, and nobody's coming after you at the moment.
At the moment.
Wait, did you have the mask on when you were waving?
Yeah. I
Oh,
guess I took that off.
I see you're silver paint.
Yeah.
I assumed the silver paint. I assumed you're unfamous. on
How
making those.
far away are they?
They're sort of like
you silver painted your hand too, right?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
they're far enough away that like I'm not going to bother getting a disguise check. Like they'll be able to see you because you waved out the window at them. But like they're far enough away that like they're not going to know any difference.
Yeah.
So you guys just going to carry on and hope no consequences come chasing?
None of us know yet that like there's a silver dragonborn being held prisoner in there. This just seems like
You're all just like, oh,
do
there's a festival of silver dragons.
Din's
I
like,
guess.
they love us.
I like the idea that like the owl run is just on the windowsill next to Din. as he's waving, Run, are you sort of what's the owl expression? Sort of. Adam, both of you had an inspiration.
Considers flying away.
It's wonderful.
Maybe I'll make a new life in the next 35 minutes now.
Lovely. Okay, cool. So no, you move on unimpeded. No second thought to what consequences may be at your rear. Okay. Yeah. No, nothing else happens. You guys. You look at you pull away, and as the guards are just about to sort of disappear out of sight, you see that they sort of slowly march their way back in through the gate. And
All
the
is well.
the rest of the day passes without incident. So you carry on down past, and you make it to the edge of the militarized zone, just before the following night falls. Hold on, where were we? So one. Should be about here now.
Actually, to be fair, if I was still an owl, I would fly up and see what they are doing as
Okay.
we go across the horizon, so I can
Okay.
at least know that they're not chasing us.
So you see that the guards who ran in through the gate is talking to the sort of finely dressed man on the horse. You sort of how close are you getting? Are you going to try and eavesdrop in on a conversation, or are you staying far away and just
Staying
watching?
Far away, just watching.
Okay. You see, like some sort of frustrated words are exchanged between the two. The man in the fine clothes, he has sort of a like a puppy beret type nobleman's hat on. He tears off his head and slams it in the dirt next to him, and you see him beckon, and the gate slowly slides open, and these processions of finely adorned guards march their way in, as he 180s his horse and quickly canters back towards the centre of town.
I mean, the guards are going in. Ron may have new clarity, but he's not exactly that smart nevertheless, so I guess no immediate danger.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Does Run know why they've got the princess?
I don't think so. I know that I knew that there was I now remember there's a silver dragon in Portugal, but I don't know why. I don't think we knew why she was being captured.
No, the only thing you know is that she may have information about surviving Golden Dragonborn,
Oh yeah.
which is why
Turn around.
why Charlie told you about her, because
still-
she may have some information about other Golden Dragons who are still alive.
Okay. I still think a jailbreak might not be the best idea right now.
Murder, maybe?
Hey, that's always a good idea.
I offer you a stove in these trying times.
Did Din get a vibe of like the feeling in the group?
What do you mean? Sorry, the guards?
Yeah.
Confusion is the main thing. I definitely sort of like there was an anxiety as you guys there was an anxiety as you guys pulled, and then pulled up closer, and then confusion as you drove on past.
Interesting.
I would express to the group once I've returned to run.
Yeah. So in this time, in the interims, you would turn back into a human, probably just as you're leaving the sort of militarized zone. So you pass the final pair of guards, and open untainted fields are out in front of you, just as Run sort of back into a dragon.
So I would express to you guys that I'd express what I saw. I would not recognise the implication. So I'd say, and then the guards went back into the tap, so I think we're okay.
Did you tell us about Silver Dragon?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
As much as I had an hour's worth of clarity, still
So-
processing. So I certainly know that the guards have gone inside, but they looked a bit surprised when Din waved at them. I guess that's why.
You both would have seen the flags at the very least.
We should probably hustle.
I think they went inside.
I'm not saying they were all going to mount up in the barracks, but we should probably kick this horse into gear.
Yeah, it does seem a bit weird since, the last guard that got a look at you guys was kind of like, thou art so holy type behaviour, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, so they're either going to come worship us or kill us, and either one, if they rub the paint off of you, I think we're in trouble.
yeah. Also, how was being a bird?
I like it.
You have a crow you can talk to all the time.
Do you tell the group
He doesn't talk to me.
about how much mental clarity you had?
Yes. I'll be like, see that sun up there? It does something when it goes under. When it goes dark, it must go somewhere. It's not a new sun that comes up tomorrow.
So,
And I'll also say, quite fun being a bird.
See what you missed out on.
Well, yeah.
I hope Yarley is just like blank faced. I hope the orphan is like, he's entranced by this information.
What else would I have learned? I mean, that's enough wisdom for one day. I'll tell you more tomorrow.
so there's like a knocking beneath the floorboards.
Him.
You didn't know the sun rised in the east?
I was trapped in a cave my whole life, but I know that. Do you let the dragon out from under the floorboards, or is he just staying down there for the time being?
Do we have to? I suppose.
Oh, let him
Let him
out.
out, isn't it?
I kind of forgot we had him.
You've got a new pet now.
Yeah, exactly. We moved on with the dragon.
And this one can cook.
So
Yeah, we let him out.
So you pull back the floorboards at the end of the carriage, and these black antlers swing up into view, and the dragon pokes his head out from underneath the floor, having been down there for like a day and a half. Yes, what happened? What I miss?
I turned your dad into a bird.
Dad?
Yeah, we said this before, Dad and Mum.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. The orphan
Oh,
boy.
dragon.
The dragon doesn't see them as parents, although maybe uncles.
Did we
Yeah.
refer to the dragon as Shrew's big brother at one time?
You did. I don't know that the dragon bought it. Then Shrew's definitely confused about it. I think Yarlet told Shrew that the dragon is a baby version of you two. But the dragon himself didn't buy it.
Family dynamics are challenging.
Yeah.
I want to go to kill something quickly. Yeah, I mean, what did happen? We narrowly escaped going to Port Trudon. Nothing went wrong there. And did anything happen before that? Like before he was last up?
No, that's kind of it.
Oh, we met the druid guy.
Oh yeah.
That was actually out the other side. So he would have been privy to that, but not involved. He would have just been in the cart. So he probably would have been looking out of the window during that whole exercise.
We're probably gonna have some silver dragon fanatics coming after us, so you might want to stay under the floorboards.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So I think with that we'll draw a close to the third day. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to do. So
This doesn't need to be like a scene or anything, but something I would like to do as we're traveling. I want to teach Shrew to read.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you can 100% start doing that.
Nice.
So, lawyer me what skills you'd be using. It's whether it's a charisma or an intelligence-based skill. Probably charisma, because you're teaching. So we'll treat it as a persuade.
Okay, sure.
The closest approximation.
Sure. Should I just give it a roll to see how well it's going?
I said that he'll need to roll as well, so we'll quickly roll. If you want to...
Or are we just going to roll for like each day?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, and we'll come up with a total that he needs to get to.
Okay.
So we'll make it 7. We'll do a week's worth, and he'll roll intelligence while you roll persuade.
Okay.
And you need to, between the two of you, I guess it would be 13 would be a regular save, so you need to get 26 between the two of you to get a point of Shrew can read a bit more.
Oh, okay.
And once you get 7 points, you're.
Okay.
So if you can just write on your sheet. If you can write on your sheet over 25,
So,
and then
Shrew.
7.
I was going to say, can I just assist with that each day?
So we need 7
Yeah.
points total, right?
Yeah, 7 points total, and you get a point by the two of you with his intelligence and your persuade getting over 25.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So let's roll for day 1.
You got 14.
I got a 13
Nice,
plus
so it's-
1, so 14. Double 14.
Yeah, that's one
You
success,
get
and then
advantage
Weiss is
for-
helping, so you can do it with
Okay.
advantage.
Yeah, perfect. See if I crit for the. Nope. Okay.
So
that's
if
1 point.
either of you crit, you can have 2 as well.
Okay. So that's 1 point.
It's 1 day. Cool.
Next day, then
Yeah. Next day would be.
I got the same.
I didn't
13
actually
again.
roll. I just spun the dice. He gets a flat 10.
Okay. So I'll roll with the
Advantage.
advantage. Oops, that was cocked. So yeah, 14 total.
Okay. Yeah. So another success.
Perfect.
2 points down.
Nice. All right. 19.
So you're doing on the. Oh yes. Yeah, so we're just starting the third day now. So we'll hold off just in case you don't get an opportunity. You don't get an
Okay.
opportunity to teach him. We'll
Yeah,
wait
that's
for the
fair.
third day. Okay. Cool. So the camera fades to black again, and the white text once again reappears. This time saying 3 nights until the full moon.
Are we getting like an ominous feeling at all, or anything about this?
No, this is just for the people at home.
It's Majora's Mask, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's
How's the
definitely,
moon?
it's definitely that sort of vibe. So like there isn't an ominous feeling
character, yeah.
or anything like that.
This morning, can I be playing with the statues again?
Yeah, of course you can. See,
And
yes,
then- and then if Weiss is awake, can I ask to be turned into an owl?
yeah, 100%. So we basically get like as it says. So it says three nights until the full moon, and as it plays back up, we get literally an identical scene to the opening of the episode. And with Din sort of lying, we sort of see his eyes stacked vertically as he's lying on his side with these 2 statues in front of him. But he sits up and looks to the back of Weiss's head. And what do you actually say?
I'd like to be an owl.
Yeah, me too.
So at least you like start, and you turn back into the cart, and Din is sort of sat up. The same zero hesitation you had was run, gladly.
Well, the thing is, Weiss was planning on turning herself into a bird today.
I see.
So I guess she's
right.
like, "What? I thought you didn't want to."
Reconnaissance.
Roll a perception, Weiss.
10 plus, I think it's like 15.
15. Okay. So as he's saying this, you look down by side and you can see these two little statuettes on the floor of the carriage next to him. Roll a history, I guess.
Not my best thing. -1. Cool. Oh, well, that's like a 4 minus 1, so none.
Okay, so you don't recognise what they are, but you do spot these two little statues that you've never seen them before. These are new, but he seems to have been sleeping next to these two little statuettes.
Weiss would just be like, "Cute toys."
Thanks.
Do you roll a deception, Din?
14.
Okay, and I guess an insight from you as a
I was
competition.
just to see if you drop your spaghetti. So they're already believing like cute toys. You're like not gods or anything.
11. So Din does just sort of stone face as you said it. So there's no hint of there being deeper meaning to these. He just says, "What did you say again?" Just thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I was gonna, bird myself today, but I feel like I owe you anyway, so, but what am I gonna turn him into?
I did ask for an owl.
I know you did.
You've already got 2 strikes. You're on like stoving territory. Like if he's not an owl, he's gonna drop on your head and stove you, guaranteed. Like,
I really want to turn him into a penguin.
I don't know. You would know what
a penguin is.
You would know what
true,
penguin is. You could do like a pigeon.
You're just an hour of me slapping you with my foot.
So, Weiss says, "I'll turn you into something better, and I'll turn him into an eagle."
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
Like one of the big ones.
Okay. Nice.
Maybe not as intelligent as Dim wanted, but
Yeah. And okay,
Eagles are
that's,
intelligent. Eagles are smart.
are they?
yeah. That's. I'm guessing this is probably the same
Why are
intelligence
they
stuff as an owl.
American icon then?
So I'm not going to look it up, but we'll just assume you the same. Actually, let's quickly see just how much clarity we are
So much
getting.
more.
And what's your wisdom?
Yeah, no, I believe you.
Is it wisdom they gain? What is it? Is it intelligence and wisdom they gain from the polymorph form?
I think so.
They get all the stats.
Yeah.
Oh, all of them. Okay,
Yeah.
Wisdom's 11.
11, and then
Your wisdom, you mean? Yeah.
My wisdom.
Yeah. Surely an eagle has more wisdom than that.
yeah, +2.
Oh,
It's
nice.
it's 14, so you get +2. So yeah, this is definitely an upgrade in clarity.
That's so sad.
Time to do some thinking.
What's funny is Yarla would definitely say that. She has +0 wisdom, so she would also get the upgrade, but would be horrified by the realization that an eagle is smarter than her in terms of wisdom.
You have all these flashbacks to you trying to revive Bunky Trail.
Yeah.
What have I done?
Oh, the eagle would have known better.
So do you like fly out? You said reconnaissance. Do you fly out on reconnaissance?
I'll fly around, but really I'm thinking.
Okay, so interesting. So so the eagle sort of takes off, but leaving these two little statuettes on the floor behind him.
I mean, Weiss doesn't know what they are.
Mm-hmm.
He deceived her as well, so I think she's just gonna leave him there.
Okay.
Like, she's got no reason to mess around with his stuff.
I guess by forgetting to hide them, Din's probably done himself a favour.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess in the time that you're out, the others would wake up because it's sort of early morning. So that the rest of you would sort of stir. So
Perception?
yeah, perception checks.
Yeah, I suppose I could see them.
18.
Fuck.
23.
Okay. So you probably wake up where Shrew sort of sleeps in the back of Din's knees and curled up like a cat. You wake up and Shrew just has these two figurettes. These two like one of them sort of made of like carved wood. The other one like a black stone.
Do they look like dragons?
No, they look like two soldiers. One with sort of like a roll a history. We'll see who recognises what they are.
I've got history for fucking days.
Oh, you've already done yours, Luis.
I've got
Yes, you are.
24 total.
That was a 7.
Okay. So 7 now. I would say a roll with advantage because they're your fathers. 2. No. Okay. So I'll probably.
I think you mean 0.
So,
He just goes, I wish I was an owl.
I like thinking like an owl.
An owl would know what these are.
so you recognise what they are. So they are sort of. Whereas other sort of clerics, paladins, sort of have like shrines and stuff. The way that the war gods work is that they set up just little shrines little makeshift shrines in the field. There isn't like a temple to Udo or Vath. Both of them, soldiers will just carry these two little statues, regardless of which one. Well, I think Udo worshippers would just carry the little Udo, or probably wouldn't bother with it at all. But Vath, the sort of the light side of the war gods, they have both. And they use them to set up little sticks of incense and a little makeshift shrine out of them. So you'd recognise this as the statuettes to make a shrine to Vath and Udo.
And I guess I don't know that they're dens, right?
No, only that Shrew has them,
So I guess,
and that they're new. Like you haven't know where these came from.
So I guess Yarlet would know, would get down by Shrew and be like, "Where'd you get those?"
He just says, "Oh, they were on the floor when I woke up."
Would I overhear this conversation?
You'd hear that.
Oh, then Weiss would just look over her shoulder nonchalantly and just be like, don't play with those belong to Din. And then just go back to driving.
Yeah. He sort of like, he like gently puts them on the bench on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Yarlet would take him to at least look him over a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So you, upon looking at them, the first thing that you notice is that they're old.
Okay.
You'd have to roll a perception or what's it to sort of I guess an investigation to learn anything else about them.
I'll do investigation. I've got +8. 6 plus 8, 14.
14. Okay. So you notice that the wooden one has some sort of remnants of like claw marks on it.
Okay.
And then the other thing you notice is that they're very well worn, very well used, and very old.
Okay. So I feel like I'd make the connection that they're definitely Jollies, at least.
Yes,
right?
I think you could figure that much out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think for now I'll keep hold of them. Yarlet likes Din quite a bit, so it's not like she's overly suspicious or anything. So I'll just keep them safe for now, so Shrew doesn't break them by.
Yeah, you would notice. I think what was your history again? It was 14, wasn't it?
Oh no, the history was 24.
Oh, 24. So you would definitely, with the 24 history, you'd know that the inclusion of the Vath one.
Okay.
It would be unusual for Din being sort of a worshipper of Udo.
Yeah.
It would sort of hint at. It's just purely
a
that.
change in gods. Kind
Potentially,
of,
yeah. If you were to take it just at face value, it would be purely that.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna hold on. Obviously, Din's not even back yet, so.
Okay.
Now Yarlet's just gonna tuck him away.
Okay. So Yarla, you sort of tuck them away and you look out the window, and then you sort of see. Actually, roll a perception, just so you start with.
10, flat 10.
Flat 10. Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything just yet. Then you sort of look out on the horizon. You see as you look out, you see this eagle sort of circling in the distance and ponder upon it.
With its wing like this.
Yeah.
Every single time you dip down because you're on your chin and then have to flat back up.
Nice. Okay. But I suppose you would be compassed, like this portion of the road. You know that Affa is coming up.
Yeah.
As well, so you'd sort of look up on the horizon and then look down. Actually, even with a 10, I think just because you look in that direction, you would sort of see in the direction of Affa a single tiny little
Smoke curl.
little smoke curl.
Okay. I'm gonna get up front with Weiss then to sit with the driver.
Yep.
And just be like, Affa's getting close.
Okay.
So right over there, point to the smoke curl. And we haven't heard great things about the state of it, so we should probably be ready for anything.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think Yarlet would also be like visibly nervous, like leg bouncing off in the carriage, like so. Only not from just ADHD. And probably like she put the toys away, so probably just like wringing the staff in her hands.
Are we still over a day away?
So you'll make it to Affa, pretty much at sundown. You'll make
Oh,
it to
perfect!
Affa.
I love going into a desolate village at night.
We're time-wise, I think maybe we should go about halfway and stop because we don't know what we're going into.
So it'll still be light when you get there, but it'll be like sundown.
I guess. How persuasive are you? Because Yarlet definitely would not. She wants to get to Affa as soon as possible.
So yeah, I suppose roll an insight, Weiss, as well at the same time.
What's insight's pretty high. +5, so 23 again.
Okay, so well, yeah, you would immediately upon you just suggesting that, you notice that idea makes Yarlet nervous. Like, you can read it like an open book to a certain extent. So Matt, you can give all the subtext at the same time.
Yeah, like it's obvious that Yarlet wants to get there and find out what's happened. Like it's clear that Yarlet knows you should stop. Like that is the correct choice, but not one that she's overly willing to make at the moment.
What did Druid Guy tell us? He told us that they were taking people from Affa to the cave.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No, that's what happened to your parents. Everybody else has left Affa.
Yeah.
So everybody's left Affa, and Ailslosh has been using a book that he found to turn people into monsters.
Has Ailslosh left Affa?
We don't.
He didn't say.
Yeah.
Okay, so either we're going into somewhere that's completely abandoned, or we're going into what's now Ailslosh's territory.
Which seems like it would be better to do at night when we're not like covert, when they're likely to be sleeping. Gnomes aren't exactly nocturnal; they're more early risers. So, going in daytime is. I get what you're saying. It's smart, but I know my people. They're most likely going to be active during the day and resting off whatever they've been doing during the night.
Yeah.
So we have less chance of being seen if there are Ailslosh's monsters around.
Yeah, I just don't know about taking the carriage in with us.
No, we should probably leave that behind. We should probably get close enough to make camp and then go, and at the very least scout it out tonight. I don't want to stop too far away that we can't scout it.
Yeah. I mean, I exploded buds.
Add inspiration. That's wonderful. Add one as well, Matt, for all the subtext and stuff.
And yeah, I just tell them because they can probably make it there in an hour. So just go scout out that town that's ahead. Let us know anything.
Guess I'll take the reins then.
I know. So I think it's. Are you? No, you're summoning birds, as opposed to
Yeah,
turning
yeah.
into one.
Oh, okay.
I just summon them all underneath my clothes. So
Right,
just kind of go.
Yeah. So when you said exploded, I thought you meant like your body literally dissolved into birds. So. Less.
Yeah,
they can sort of psychically communicate with you, can't they?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
I don't have the spell with me, but yeah.
Okay. Somebody roll a d20 for me.
Oh yeah.
It's cocked. If you want to roll again.
That's one of my spell slots gone for the day.
12. Okay. Sort of as you're rolling in, like a sort of thick layer of cloud begins to roll in overhead slowly, and you can sort of see off in the horizon the orange light hitting the bottom of the cloud over the horizon, a deep sort of fiery colour, ominously creeping over from the sea. Weiss, you begin to hear back from your birds that you sent over, and they say that the smoke is coming from the large building in the centre of town, There appear to be lights on. No sign of anybody else around the area.
Okay.
Completely quiet. Completely quiet. Other than what seems to be light on in the large building in the centre of town.
Yeah, I tell Yarlet that.
Okay.
Do we think that's Elslosh? I'm guessing.
Would that be like the main building?
That's Aleslosh's tavern.
Okay.
So they don't really have a town hall.
Sure.
The Aleslosh's tavern sort of acts as the town hall. It's like a little hamlet. Like very Hobbiton-y type vibes, and it's all just little cottages and stuff. The only large building is Aleslosh's tavern in the middle.
Yeah, makes some sense.
So
Yeah, that'll be Aleslosh for sure. And it seems like he's alone, or at least looks like he's alone. So why don't we move up to the edge of town and park and go take a look?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Where is Brun during this whole conversation?
I'm just in the back.
Is he asleep?
No, he's just chilling. Okay, cool.
I'm wondering what my brother learned.
Too much.
Yeah, I guess before
Before you roll back, so as you're, because it's nightfall when you'll get there. So during this time, you finish this conversation, and you feel that you're about to fall unless you return to the carriage where you're circling overhead. So
I just land on the road in front of them.
do you return to the carriage?
Yeah.
Okay. So like during the end of this conversation, like an eagle flaps in through the window, just in time to turn back into Din, and who lands with a thud on the bench underneath the window.
Okay. Yeah, I guess once you did, you'll kind of like hold out the two pieces for you, and be like, no, I don't think yet. Everyone's kind of around, and you obviously haven't talked about it, so I think Yarlu would just like offer them back silently,
Okay.
but with a look at her, a knowing look.
Dim would silently take them.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Both roll an insight, Yarla. With advantage because of Draconic and all
Thank
that
God
works.
for advantage. That was a 2. Ooh, 15 plus insight. Is with 15.
15. Okay. Well, Din, what's the subtext that you voluntarily or otherwise give to Yarla in the eye contact and in the hand? Because that's all Draconic is all just sort of body language and hand gestures and stuff. So
I do speak Draconic too. So.
yeah, you do exactly. That's why you got the advantage. So
Din is worried and wants to talk to Yarlet about it.
Okay.
oh, okay. Interesting. Cool. Nice. So I think I need to leave. So let's take a quick 5-minute break for refilling drinks, snacks, and all that sort of stuff. What are we doing are we going to do something for lunch while we're here, or?
Is there any religious significance to a full moon in D&D world?
Not to your religion, but you wouldn't know that anyway, I guess. Cool, right.
I was wondering if it's a countdown to me getting killed by my vengeful god.
The full moon happens on
got
giant
to,
fish.
mess around with, is he?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we said we'd start with a recap of Din's heathenism. So I guess from the top. So Din, you were worshipper of Udo, because that was the religion of Tai Cheng under the Orcs, when they were ruling it. So it was the sort of de facto religion of the town. You were given a quest by Udo to go and remove the offering from the sacred grounds, which is in the temple of Kuwai, which is what's keeping the orcs at bay at the moment. It's what means that you have to have the little sailor's coin in order to cross the waters. So he sent you off to go and do that. You gave that stiff ignoring. So he's since...
It's just on the back burner for now.
So he's since been... And you also murdered a load of... All of the orcs who were his followers in town. You guys also gave them a good old murdering. So your dreams of Udo have changed tone somewhat.
Oops, sorry. Do you want that or?
Probably go. Do you want it?
I don't.
And periodically he's been denying you access to your paladin powers as well. So that's essentially where you're at. So you've fallen out of favour with God, and then Charlie gave you those 2 statuettes and told you that other gods are available.
Did he know that I was falling off the voodoo wagon?
No, not in so much. I think I'm trying to remember exactly what happened back then. I don't think you gave him the details. I think you may have just told him that you were struggling, and he gave you those. I don't know if you confided in him. I can't remember now. I'd have to go back and listen to it. But either way, he gave you those, and you've had a flash of another castle similar to Udo's.
Oh, okay,
yes.
yeah.
And when you were healing healing the druid in the previous episode, you showing him some mercy briefly gave you a vision of a second castle.
Yeah, okay.
And
It's a nicer castle, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Less made out of skulls.
Yes, exactly. The other one was made out of twisted, broken weapons. This one was just made out of brick and mortar.
I am so out of this canon that I didn't even make that connection till just now. Of that castle is the other god. Okay, yeah, got it.
Mm-hmm.
What
Cool.
about the fucking idols?
Sick. Okay, so then I think that's it. So where we rejoin back in, so you've made the decision to head towards town. So it's the sort of evening is drawing in. It's it's late in the day. It's I think we said it's coming in. It's summertime, I think. And it's probably so you've got quite a lot of daytime left.
Yeah.
And we're sort of at around dinner time now as you start drawing in towards Affa. The sort of single line of smoke on that you saw on the horizon is more apparent now. And you can probably just start to see the top of Ailslosh's tavern is probably within eyesight from where you guys are slowly rolling into town now. So what's the plan?
We'll, I guess, set up camp and then wait for nightfall, and then we can creep in.
Okay.
Unless anyone has any objections to that.
How far do you say we are from the town?
You're probably about 20 minutes walk from here. Like you can see it.
Okay, so with a mile's vision in front of me, what do I see?
So how clearly can you see a mile away? So what's the description of that eagle vision
Let
thing?
me take a look.
I can
Owl
try and pull it.
vision.
I'll try and pull it up at the same time. It's barbarian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eagle, here we go. You're getting the eyesight of eagle. You can see up to a mile away with no difficulty, able to discern even fine details. Okay. So all of the lights off in town. So there's a few things you notice. Obviously, the town from here, you can see the town is. You sort of climb up on the roof of the carriage to get a better look, and from here you can see that the town just seems completely still and abandoned. The two details that you would notice is that there's a house closest to you as you're approaching from the north, which I say house, it's been completely razed to the ground. It's a smouldering sort of burnt crater, and the only thing remaining is you can see that there was a stone chimney stack which is sort of standing alone in the sort of there's the cobble wall that surrounded the house, and then just a chimney, and then some remnants of a floor. Everything else just seems deathly abandoned, and the tavern in the centre of town. You notice the smoke coming out from the chimney. All of the lights are off, apart from. Let me just have a quick look. The light is coming from. Let me just quickly. This place has a map that I need to look at. It changed. Roll 20. 1 second. You can see a dim light coming from the ground floor window. Yeah. There's a ground floor window where you can see a dim light sort of flickering. All of the rest of the lights appear to be off. And there's just one window where you can see, well, maybe a campfire, maybe some candle lights, maybe a lantern. You can't tell, but there's some sort of flickering light source on the ground floor.
I would convey that to the group as we make our plan.
Okay. So, go on.
What's the plan? Are we just gonna march up and knock on the front door?
I mean, that sounds like a terrible idea. We should sneak in and take a look at what we can see within the tavern itself.
Yeah. Are we leaving child and dragon behind?
Probably for the best.
I think so,
Yeah.
Let me see.
Maybe Din should stay behind to look after the child and dragon.
There might be some stoving to be done.
Maybe Din should stay behind.
It's crazy being an eagle, isn't it? It makes you think of so many different things.
So.
Can never imagine Din saying no to a serving.
No.
He's a changed
Okay, so
eagle.
what we can do, I think we can all four go. I'll cast rope trick before we go, and Dragon and Boy can go hide out in the little gnome cafe up there, chill out for a little bit while we're gone. So even if someone stumbles upon our camp, they won't get them.
That's a good idea. Is that how long does that one last?
2 hours.
Okay.
So if we're longer than 2 hours, then they'll just drop out. But hopefully we shouldn't be more than 2 hours. It's only a 20-minute walk, so.
Okay. So you're sending the dragon and Shrew up into Yarlet's cafe.
That's right.
Do you have a there isn't a range or
Certainly not.
concentration or anything like that on it. You don't need to stay nearby, and it's not a concentration spell.
It might be a concentration spell. Let me double check that. It didn't say there was a range like I could go away from it though.
Let's check the
It
text. 'Cause there's no-
might be concentration though. No, not concentration.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about me having to be within a certain. It just lasts the duration, and then anything inside of it pops out.
Okay. Cool. That's fine. So yeah, so you wait for night to fall. So it's dark apart from an orange glow on the horizon, as the Yarlet holds the rope out. It extends up above her head, and the hatch to the bottom of the tea shop opens above your heads. Shrew and the dragon begin scrambling away as you walk towards the town. What's the plan?
Can we see the map? Because I suppose we could see if there's.
There isn't really a map of the town. It's just a simple. So the only points of interest are because it's all quite spread out. It's sort of like a hamlet.
Yeah.
All the houses. There's not many houses. They're all sort of spread out, so you can see that dotted between them. The only things of note are the tavern in the centre of town. You can see a couple of abandoned like food carts outside of it, and then the rest of the houses are sort of dotted randomly.
Does
around the
it look
sides.
like you said, like abandoned food carts? Does it look like people left in a rush, or does it look more like they left over time?
Roll a perception.
Oh, that's not good. I'm going to use inspiration for this.
Yeah,
I rolled a 2 for that one. Cocked. 0 wisdom, so 15.
15. Okay. There's still food on the carts. And you do see a couple of some apples have been spilt to the ground.
Okay. So it does
So
look like they
you're not
were
able
more in
to
a
you're not able
hurry.
to fully Sherlock CSI it, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
read into that what you will.
Right, so I say let's go quiet, because you didn't see anything dangerous, I guess, but let's creep up to the tavern, unless anyone has any other things. And I'd also like to roll an Arcana check to see if there's any necromantic magic in the air or around.
Okay. Yeah. You can do that. So start with that check.
I imagine we're very stealthy.
13 plus 8 is 21.
21. Okay.
That's +2.
Really?
Wow. Dex.
0.
So let's do these simultaneously because it's more fun. So stealth checks from everybody, if I can, please.
Oh wait a second. I'm just thinking.
Oh, nice.
I do hope Din fucks it.
17 plus 4 for. Oh wait, that's deception. Sorry. 17 plus. Oh, 4 again.
20, natural 20.
Oh, nice.
I'm
You were so
an
fucking
invisible.
stealthy.
I can cast invisibility on all of us now.
Okay.
So
So you're that 20 wasted.
or I could save my spell slot since I only have one left for today.
Yeah, I'd say do that.
Okay.
Okay.
8.
Stealth.
Din drops his mace and falls over it.
19.
19. Okay.
There was no stone to be done.
So you guys sort of make your way over towards the tavern. One of you considerably less quiet than the other 3.
He's created quite the din!
Fuck off.
So yeah, you guys draw in closer. You sort of duck between walls, making your way towards, like, you pass the burnt house, and you sort of stay close, keeping your ears to the breeze as you move in closer. With your perception check, a smell catches catches your nose, one that you're very familiar with, and that may give you some traumatic memories.
Yes.
As you smell a lot of the same reagents that you would have had to use the night that you tried to bring Bunky back.
Oh boy, it's like that scene in Ratatouille, but it was super grim. Fuck.
So you probably do like have a straight flashback to
Okay,
being
yeah.
in the room with Yarlet, not with Bumpy Trill.
Yeah.
And, like I said, you sort of like we see Yarlet burn this herb, and you sort of smell that same smoke in the air.
All right, I think I'd throw up my arms dramatically, which is about like 2 feet, to try and stop everyone and be like, we need to be careful. I think there's undead around. And then I'd scurry up to the window of the tavern to try and peek in.
Okay. So you sort of poke you crash down Billy's window and you poke your head up, so I can now. I think I can move you guys to.
Combat screen.
We had I think I drew this like
Oh.
2.5, 3 years ago.
Oh boy.
We're gonna learn together what's here.
Oh boy.
So let me reveal some areas. Maybe I can do a polygon reveal, lovely. So where are you? Up here.
I think my summoned weapon is still a staff at the moment, so I'm just going to switch that out for a longbow.
Okay, cool. Right then, I've got
I want to keep that banishment in my back pocket just in case.
right, here we go. You peek in, so you're looking underneath this window here, and you look in, so you see the inside of Aleslosh's tavern, all sort of strangely sort of like it's been set out for the start of a night. There's no sort of dishevelment tipped over tables, apart from the fact that it's completely empty. It's deathly silent in here, and dark. The door, you know that the doors over to the left here lead off to the kitchen.
Yeah.
The doors to the right lead to the stairs that lead both up to the second floor and down to the basement.
Oh boy.
And you can see that there's a light being cast out of a side door, so sort of this way. You can see that there's light being cast from inside that room.
Is that the only light that's coming from?
That's the only light you can see. It's completely dark apart from. It's quite a lot brighter than sort of you could see from a distance.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's a lantern or something like that. But there's a light coming from inside that room.
Okay. And do I know what
and-
that room was?
That's Aleslosh's office.
Okay.
You would know. The smells from previous are here as well. The only other thing that you would notice is the smell of fresh tea.
Lovely. Do you want to look through some windows on another floor?
Dying to polymorph him.
I have boots of flying. I can probably hold Yarlet and just up to the next level.
That's true, you do. I mean, the lights coming. There's no lights on upstairs, right? Like, because I can't see directly in, but I could crane my neck up and see if there's any light shining from upstairs.
I'd say so. You look up. There's no lights lit on the second floor.
Okay.
But it's probably around now that Din's 8's going to need to have some sort of a on his stealth. So probably Din steps up onto the you guys are sort of stood on a wooden porch. As Din, considerably heavier than the other two of you, stands on the porch. The board creaks loudly underneath his foot, and when you hear a rustling from the room where the office is, you hear the sound of a teacup chinking on a table.
I'm trying to think of. I'm gonna use minor illusion inside there, so that if someone comes out, they'll see a rat scurrying across the floor.
I don't think you can do moving things with minor illusion. It has to be static.
Yeah, let me double check that. You might be right, because I can't remember how we used it with the fire guy.
It was static. That was the whole point. Is that it was fireguy.jpg, but they were still fooled by it.
Yeah.
Possibly our lowest moment.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have a rat be out there, just so that if you like a rat just like looking like he's like eating something.
Okay, so like a static image of a rat.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So and then can I get a fresh stealth? So who's where? As you've gone up to the window, Din, we've established, is sort of at the back of the porch.
Yeah.
Run and Weiss, you're having a conversation with him, so you'll be up by the window with him. Run, where would you be?
I would also be up by the window.
Okay.
You got a nat 20, you could be fucking in his office. You wouldn't know.
As the door swings open, he's like Sam Fisher above it.
I was gonna say, the light, you walk out with the teacup like, found some tea. We're just like, what the fuck?
Let me grab your tokens
Behind the bar
quickly.
pouring himself a drink.
Yeah. Good ale.
I mean, are there other windows I could be next to, I suppose? Because, yeah, you're right in saying I've Sam Fishered it, so...
Let me quickly...
Ew.
Splinter Cell.
Splinters.
I don't think it's.
So where did you say you wanted to be? So
if I go to the window to the left of the rest of us...
this one.
That's- Yeah.
I think
I
that's
really want to fuck this roll.
right. So yeah, fresh stealth checks from everybody.
Ooh, that's not great.
15.
18.
9.
20.
Okay. I think this is quite poignant though. I think so. It's you get a 9. With a 9, everybody else sort of like ducks down. I mean, you sort of like keep an eye open to sort of see who appears. And round the corner, you see he sort of pokes a head round and comes stepping round, book cupped in his hands. You see Ale Slosh comes round the corner. He looks a lot like Bunky Trill. She took a lot after her father, where she sort of had her pigtails. He's sort of balded on top, but has the sort of like crusty-esque ginger hair that pokes out to the sides of his head. He looks particularly dishevelled. Like he looks like a man who hasn't slept
Gaunt, I assume?
in weeks.
Quite gaunt. Like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sort of like eyes look sunken in his head, and as he sort of steps out, like he looks round. Like straight over the like little mouse that you have, where you catch his eye, maybe from the similarity to Bumpkish, or maybe from whatever traumatic memories that you don't move for a moment, and then you see that he looks over your direction and your eyes meet.
Shit.
Do you like bop your head down or?
No, I think he's already seen me, and I can see the book, right?
Yeah, he has the book in his hands.
I think I'd walk away from the window and through the door.
Okay. As you sort of like stride around, he like stands like he looks like a man who's seen a ghost. When he looks at you, and he sort of you see he drops the book.
Okay.
And it sort of lands at his feet, and he takes a step towards you and says, Yarla? Is that you? I thought you were dead.
Just banished. What have you done?
He says, I nearly have the answer. I think I've cracked it. And he like turns round to the book to look at the book that's on his floor and goes to Scrabble and scoop it up.
I think I'm going to use Mage Hand to slap the book away, like spin it across the floor to me instead.
Oh, okay, nice. Ooh, interesting. So I guess this is going to be... Because Mage Hand is just like it's your hand. So I guess it's going to be a sleight of hand competition between the two of you, to see if he can put a hand on it before it, or before you can slap it across the room. So let me move him out. So he's in the doorway here, and then you've moved to here. You're stood in the doorway. I'm guessing you haven't stepped into the tavern. So let me find his character. Affa. He's rolling flat.
I just rolled 18, also flat.
He rolls a 9. So he goes down to bend it, and you use Mage Hand to scoop the book, and it sort of slides to your feet.
Okay.
And then his head snaps round, panicked look in his eyes.
Yeah. I'd pick up the book to see what page he's on.
You'd recognise it very well. It was the page you were working from at the time. Like you probably almost you freeze at seeing it. Similar to the Ratatouille moment previously. You sort of stand staring at it, and you look up at him, and he's sort of taken like 4 steps forward in the time because you were just locked eyes on it.
I think I'd shoot one hand out, like, and like the typical glowing purple for magic missile is there, but I haven't cast it yet. But I'm not looking at him, still staring at the book, and it's just like quietly is like, it won't work.
Sort of like to the top of your head as you're staring down, not looking at him. He says, "What? Why not? I nearly have all of the." And he stops midway through saying that.
All of the what?
Uh,
What happened to all the people?
He says, they left. They didn't understand. I can show you. And he goes to like turn and head back up the corridor where he came. You gonna let him go? You gonna follow?
I think I'm gonna follow because. So first, Yarla would reach down and take the book.
Mm-hmm.
And then move to follow, and what I guess none of them would be able to see, but the audience would, is a hungry look on Yarla's face, like torn, like she's not sure if this is what she wants, but if it is, it's so close. And then she'd head after him.
Okay, so like you guys sort of from outside, with your sort of successful treasure, she has just started following. You heard the conversation. She's just started following Elslosh down the hall. So they begin to head off this way. Yarlet follows.
Hey guys, let's get a drink.
Yeah. I will remain a stealthy distance, but keep her in eyesight.
Okay.
Eyesight.
Okay. So you guys are going to follow into the tavern, trying to just remain stealthy. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. So If I could get stealth checks from the remaining 3 who aren't Yarlet.
Deary me. 4.
13.
I lost my D20.
This time I wanted it to be good.
You have an inspiration.
That's true.
20.
Oh my god!
Like as you walk through the door to where the stairs run, it's just in the ceiling rafters above you.
I mean, I will be as close as my 20 allows me to get to it.
Yeah.
Still keep an eye on
You're on Yarlet's shoulders, like.
I use inspiration.
Okay.
14.
Nice.
Plus anything for you? Okay. Let me just check what his passive is.
Mine's the lowest at 13.
13. Okay. Passive is wisdom. It's just wisdom modifier, isn't it? From memory.
Yep.
Okay. Sweet. So, I'm guessing you don't even look back to see if the party are following. Okay. So you round the stairs, and he rounds the corner to the right and takes the stairs which lead down to the basement. As you're coming down the stairs, like this smell that you recognised before is getting stronger, stronger and stronger. So in the basement, I will reveal, and then run your hot on Yarlet's heels.
Yeah.
How far behind are you guys? Sticking? You're going to be with Run?
We probably do want all 3 of us, like.
Scooby ganging it.
Yeah.
We're probably leaving like, I don't know, 10 foot between us and Run.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So you head down the stairs. Let me find the basement. Here it is. So let me polygon reveal some stuff.
The rustle of old bones.
So the stairs down come this way and join. You head down this way. So you're heading down into sort of underneath the tavern, which is the sort of the more thieves guildy sort of underbelly. It's where the sort of clubhouse is for members, as it were, underneath. Down here. There's the sort of the heating system for upstairs is in a big box here. There's a table where the sort of ale slosh. You notice the table where ale slosh would usually have sort of 4 grizzled goons playing cards. Is sat poignantly empty, and he heads down the stairs and through this door into the corridor. Down into where there's a sort of a second bar underneath the bar, which is the sort of like members area, the sort of secret bar for people who are part of Ale Slosh's inner circle.
Okay.
He rounds this corner into the corridor. I'm just going to keep following.
I'm gonna perception check the room.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Ooh, 19.
19. Okay. With a 19, it looks sort of similar to upstairs. Everything's sort of like been kept. It looks like it's sort of like been closed for the end of the night. Chairs are tucked under tables, and everything's sort of fairly normal. The only thing you do notice is that the table where the thugs would normally be playing cards, there's blood smeared across the top of the surface.
Okay.
Dried, looks old. It's not like fresh, but you can tell like
And I assume the smell is coming from where he's heading.
It is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep heading that way. I will glance back to see if Run is following me.
Run's the only one you would see based on the distance they're following, but you do see, you sort of glance back and you see Run's head. You didn't even hear him. He is the knight. But you tilt back and you get a look at Run, and when your eyes meet for a moment. Do you give Run a second for him to sort of try and make eyebrows or really communicate anything to you, or are you just following?
I just give point where I'm going and then still head on.
Okay, so do you sort of like nod back this way a bit?
Like,
okay, so Rod sort of like jerks his head as if to try and get you to come the other way.
Yarla would stone face and just point forward and keep going.
Okay, so Yarlet disappears around the corner, following Elslosh Run. Do you say anything to the rest of the group? What do you do?
I say she's not listening. She's going with him. She's not listening. She's going with him.
Do we charge him?
We haven't bought anything yet.
She knows what she's doing.
I'm gonna stay like, say, 10 foot behind her, and you guys are 10 foot behind me. So, just keep an eye.
I guess we just wait until we hear the sounds of a fireball.
Yeah, basically. Do that on magic missile.
Okay.
She may look like one, but she's not a child.
Nice. An inspiration din. That's nice. Cool. So yeah, you round the corner. So I'll reveal another area now. As you head round the corner, oops. Oh, whatever. Okay, I'll do. This is sort of Ale Slosh's secret, sort of secret second bar. So you would recognise this is set out very much the same. There's a bar running along the wall to your right. Ale Slosh disappears round this way.
Okay.
You take a glance in this way. Roll a perception for me.
6. I'm going to use an inspiration. I think Yarlet is locked in.
Okay, go for it.
That's better. 15.
Okay. So with 15, the room's completely empty. Sans one thing. So this room down the left-hand side here are sort of like holding cells.
Okay.
So any sort of people that Gale Slosh would want contain would be held in these rooms. But the one thing does catch your eye is sat at the far end of the bar, sort of slumped over a flagon. You recognise the figure of Grumpkin, who is Dave's crowbar wielding character from the first campaign.
Oh.
What did you roll again? 15 was it?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, so you recognise Grumpkin. He doesn't look your way or move at all. He's just hunched over.
Does he look alive? Or is it...
He's sat in the dark, is the thing that's usually like. There's no lights in here. The room, it's only because of 15 you actually even saw him.
Yeah.
But he's just sat silently in a dark room. You can't tell from here with a 15.
I think Yarlet would, like, pause in a step as she notices Grumpkin. But I assume Elslash is, like, not broken stride at all, right?
No, he's gone the other way. So you haven't yet looked at the direction Elslash went. You looked right into the clubhouse first. You saw Grumpkin. You haven't turned. Elslash went into an open door that's currently behind your head.
Okay. Yeah, I think she'd like hesitate and almost go towards Grumpkin, but then turn and go into the open door where Elslash went.
Okay, so you probably wouldn't even be able to step in because you turn around and you immediately see at the far end of the room there's like wreaths of flowers all pressed up against the one corner of the room, sort of forming a large archway, and you can see there's candles all around the floor.
In a familiar pattern?
No, not so much.
Oh,
like
okay.
this isn't part of the ritual that you remember. But in the sort of centre of this wreath of sort of local flowers, like you recognise them as basically he's looted all of the sort of pleasant hobbity gardens of the area, and has adorned the walls in the corner of the room. And there's a simple wooden platform that's been built. And sort of atop it on a little sort of stool that's been nailed to the wall, slumped to one side, the sort of greyed and heavily you would recognise her, but sort of heavily decayed and sort of desiccated looking. You can see where she was sort of bulbous from your attempt at the ritual and inflated, like you described her as being at the bottom of the river.
Yeah.
And you can see that she has sort of been cut and stitched and empty to sort of make her more the silhouette that she would be previous, but almost unrecognisable were it not for dirty ginger pigtails on the side of her head, and a familiar smell. You wouldn't know who it is, but in the corner, Bunky Trill is sort of hoisted in the centre of this shrine that he's created.
Oh boy, I don't think Yarlet was prepared to see Bumpy, especially like that. Yeah, I think she just stopped dead.
Yeah, roll a con.
Throws up.
I was just gonna say, unreal. I actually not failed.
So yeah, you would immediately just vomit on the floor in front of you.
Yeah.
Sort of from a combination of guilt, the past trauma remembrance, and obviously just the person you've been looking for this whole time in such a state, plus any realization that some of that is your doing.
What have you done to her?
He's like walking towards you. He says, "Only what you tried. I'm so close." And he takes another step towards you.
I don't like the way you're looking at me. Elsa.
Now what?
If you knew what I did, why did you try it again? It didn't work. It won't ever work.
He takes a step forward and says, "I had to try." He's probably about 5 paces from you.
I think this time Yarlet would like visibly hold out her hand with magic like ready to cast, like
Okay.
to the point where it's clear to she's making it clear to him that if he takes another step, she's gonna blast him.
Okay, roll an intimidate.
Yeah. Oh boy, intimidate is and charisma. Okay, right. That was strength. 13 total.
13, okay. With a 13, he says, I know you loved her too, and takes another step forwards. He's 4 steps from you.
The emphasis every time.
Yeah. I did love her, but it cost me everything else I love. Can't you see what you've done? Everything's ruined.
Roll persuade.
Nat 20.
Okay, here he takes 1 step backwards to turn and look at Monkey Trill. And says, "What else was I to do?"
He's looking away from me, right?
Yeah, he's got his back to you.
I was wondering if Run has seen what's Run.
Run, you can hear this conversation from where you are. The others probably can't. You guys are probably at the stairs. Run, you're basically at the poker table. You guys, the other two would be at the stairs, just out of earshot. But you can hear this conversation.
I'll certainly beckon to you guys to come closer. Give me
Be
some
prepared.
Give me some backup here.
Dindra falls over.
I mean, I literally float over to you.
Yeah.
So.
Magic missile.
Oh. Okay. Roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Time for words is over.
Cool. Right. Shit.
That's always going to happen.
So you'll get a surprise round because obviously he's got his back to you.
I got 15. Nice.
So 21.
I can't believe I both crit failed and crit during these rolls.
Yeah.
The dice was following the narrative.
Actually, no. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Right, Yarlet. So it's
All right.
roll it up. What level are you casting at?
3.
3. Okay,
So
roll it up.
5 darts. That's not great. 1, 2, so 3 total. A 4, so that's 7 total. Oh wow, this dice get ruined. Another 2, so 9 total, and 3, so 10.
10,
No wait,
12.
no 12. Yeah, 12 total.
12, okay. Okay. So yeah, your purple darts sort of flick through the room and all stab into Aelslosh's back, and his head whips round towards you, sort of horrified look in his eye, and then he says, "It's too late now." And you hear a stool scrape on the ground behind you.
Uh-oh.
Weiss, you're up first. And you hear the sound of Yarlet's magic missile going off in the next room.
Okay, how far can I get? Because I'm just going to dart straight through, like, towards where I know she is.
So what's your movement?
Should be 30, I think. Yeah.
You can move up. With 30, you can move up to run. He's 30 feet away.
Okay.
So you can move to here with 30 feet.
Is that enough to see down the corridor?
No, you haven't quite got eyes on Yarlet there.
Okay. But like, just to see like if anything comes into the corridor.
Oh yeah, you can see the corridor. You can't see Yarlet, so you can see down this corridor. You've got line of sight to this door.
Yeah.
You can see this door here. You can't see where Yarlet is. You can see light coming out of this room, and you could probably actually even see Yarlet's shadow on this wall. So you can see where Yarlet stood, or at least a gnome-sized figure-ish stood. But you can't. You don't have eyes on Yarlet.
Okay.
Roll a perception. Now that you're a bit closer.
What's that? 16 plus 5, I think it is. Perception. Yeah, 21.
21. Okay. With a 21, because you're the one who knew what the ghouls were. There's an acrid smell in the air that sort of you could sort of smell all the herbs and the burning alchemical ingredients from upstairs. But now you're down here, and when you're closer, there's a stink in the air, and it smells like rotten flesh.
Okay. I think I'm just going to prepare to shoot whatever comes into the hallway with my bow. So,
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll be it for me, I think.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Din, you hear the din in the next room.
How far away am I?
You are a little over 30 feet away. You're 30 feet to get up behind Weiss.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Do you want to dash or do you want to run and? What's your movement?
30.
So you could dash to get past them into the corridor, or but then you wouldn't have an action, or you can move then and then you've got an action to use a spell or something called prepare an action.
If I move... sorry. I'm just checking I will dash.
Nice. Okay. So 60 feet will get you. Oh, perfect. So you run up, and you can get right behind Yarlet.
Yeah.
So you did. So you shoot this, and you just hear Yarlet clattering through the corridor behind you. And you glance up just to see Din hulking over the top of you. Din, roll a perception for me, please. 10. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So you see the scene essentially. You're looking through them. You see where Yarlet is. You see Aelslosh sort of looking back at you with some of these Yarlet's purple crystal needles sort of poking out of him, sort of like a porcupine spine down his back. He's looking back in your direction, a crazed look in his eye. And that's your turn effectively. Next up.
Can I say, is this an old friend?
No.
Actually, I'd probably say, because he's not stealthed actually, you see that and then you turn back the other way and you see the dwarf figure of Grumpkin sat at the end of the bar, the source of the scraping stool. He's sort of turned in his chair and he's looking towards you now. And you see sort of like a grimace beginning to appear across his face. He sort of has an empty look. He's sort of in shadow, so you can't really make him out very clearly. You can see his head sort of tilts slightly to one side, and the long sort of serpent-like tongue begins to come out of his mouth.
Look what they did to my boy.
And let's have a look. He has 50 feet.
50 feet.
Oh god, just enough. So
Oh Jesus!
So like he, in like a flash, he takes a step. He looks like he's taking a step towards you. The small stool that he was stood on splinters, and the shards of chair hit the wall behind him. In an instant, he's right up in your face.
Do I have line of sight now?
Yes, with Din partial cover from Din. But yes,
That's
you
never
do.
stopped you before.
You do.
Please don't hit Din. I feel like this guy's about to hit like a fucking truck.
Wow. What is my plus? Plus 8, so it was a 12.
God.
With the longbow.
A 12.
So.
No. So, yeah, Din, he comes to your face and like an arrow between the two of your faces, an arrow, and boom into the door frame to your side. You take a glance over and see Whis, sort of hand having just released the arrow. You turn back into this creature's face. Now that he's up close, like the smell is horrendous, even with your constitution. It's sort of like it burns your nostrils being this close to him. And you can sort of see like a foamy greenish liquid, is dripping from the corners of his mouth. And what can he do to you? Let's have a quick look.
Are these the guys that paralyze you when they slash you?
Oh, no. Maybe.
Or was that the scarecrows?
You're about to find out. You see that he like raises his crowbar up above his head as if he's about to swing it, but then his lower hand sweeps up towards your chin, and you notice as you glance down just in time to see that the ends of his fingers have sort of warped to become long claws, as he tries to uppercut you from underneath. So
God damn it.
he's rolling with a +5 to hit. So 18.
17.
Oh, so yes, he catches you under the chin. Your head sort of whips back, and you sort of see your own blood hit the top of the door frame. And I need you to make a DC 10 Constitution save.
Very well. 4.
So doesn't that mean that you roll a d20 and if you get over 10?
Yeah. So DC 10. So
sorry.
yeah. Don't roll a D10.
That's all right.
Yeah. That's fine.
I can't see what it is. 19.
19.
Nice.
So yeah, so like you can sort of feel there's a sort of chemically burning inside where these claws have come up your chin, but your head snaps back down, and you sort of meet nose to nose with this creature. And the camera sort of comes at a profile view of the two of you snarling in each other's face. You sort of look back over your shoulder to see Din sort of hunched down at this. He's a dwarf, he's a gnome, so he's half your size, but you're sort of hunched down face to face with this creature. Next up, it is Yarlet. It's your turn.
Oh boy.
You're stood back to back with Din.
Yeah.
Enemies on all sides.
How much damage did you take?
Oh, sorry. You take.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. The good point.
Actually.
You take not much. 8 damage. No, sorry. +3. 6 damage.
What would it have done if I'd failed? Paralyze me, you say?
I'm not sure.
Yes. Yeah. You know that from before. That it's paralysing from your previous checks. So yeah. So you feel like your neck is stiff as you pull your head back down. You do the sort of action hero cracking your neck. Right, Yarlet, you're up.
Oh boy.
So I will remind. So we're still going to do the haste rules. So if you have your turn ready to go, I'll give you grace on this one because I forgot to remind on this one, Matt. But yeah, so +1 to any of your attack rolls, or -1 from any of their saving rolls.
Yeah.
If you have your turn ready to go, and then you act as soon as I call you out.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to
as your turn over up there.
use Scorching Ray on Elslosh. So that's a 2nd level.
Okay.
So it's 3 fire rays. I make a ranged attack for each ray, and it's 2d6 for each ray that hits.
Okay. Yeah. Make your attacks.
Yep. So range. So that's with my spellcasting modifier +8. We're a boss battle. I'm going to use the Draconic dice. All right. First attack is 16 + 8, 24.
24 hits.
Second one is 5 + 8, 12.
12 just hits. Yeah.
Ooh. 16 + 8. All right.
Okay.
So all 3 hits. So
Yeah.
that's 2d6 per hit.
Yeah.
First one is 2 and 4, 6 damage.
Yeah.
Second one is 5 and 6, 11 damage.
Yeah.
Second one is 4 and 5, 9 damage. Not too shabby. Not too bad.
So yeah, you shoot these 3 like fiery rays from your hands, and they sort of like simultaneously shoot out in a flash. Like it's almost like your eyes get bloomed out for a moment as they readjust to the light. And you see Eoshore sort of standing at you, shocked expression on his face. 3 holes in his shoulder, torso. You can see straight.
Yeah.
You can see straight through him. And when he drops to his knees.
Oh, okay.
And there's an empty look in his eyes as he falls dead. I would say you do notice that one of the beams. Actually, roll a d20 for me.
Oh no. 7.
7. Okay. So yeah, you do notice as he falls down. You see that one of the beams, where all of these flowers have been lying dried around Bunkytro's body, just on the corner of one of them begins to smoulder
Okay.
and burn. And a small fire is beginning to start in the corner of the room where Bunkytro is.
Shit. Okay.
I think I've even got a fire.
You said you wanted to fire them.
That's true. Specifically, didn't use fireball, so that I didn't catch Bumpkey on fire.
Yeah, there we go. So there's a small fire beginning to start.
Okay.
Just down here. Cool. Anything else with your turn? You need any of your movement?
Yeah, I'm gonna get closer to Bumpkey Trail.
Yeah, so full movement, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
which is
I'm a gnome, so 25.
25. So you,
I rush in to save you and you're just fucking off for Bunky
I
Trail.
mean, I can't attack.
so you like run straight past Elsross, and he tries to grab at you, but obviously there's no strength left in his arms.
Yeah.
He sort of grasps, and you feel a pull for a moment on your cloak as you run past, but it doesn't slow you down in the slightest. You can sort of hear wheezing
Yeah.
coming from his direction.
I think I would whisper sorry to him, like, under my breath, like, I'm sorry, as I, like, walk past him.
Nice, have an inspiration. And then run. What are you doing?
Well, this may surprise you, but I rage.
Nice.
And then I move up. Am I right in saying I can move through an allied space?
It becomes rough terrain, but you've got enough movement. What's your movement?
40.
You've got enough movement. I'm guessing you're moving to Din's side.
I'm moving to the inside.
So you can move there, that's fine. You've got plenty of movement to get there.
And now you've got advantage on the next attack.
Sweet.
And so, I attack Grumpkin with my burnt face sword.
Dave attacks Dave.
Dave attacks Dave.
Dave, when will it end?
Such violence. With my burnt face sword.
Look, Dave has 3 characters in this scene.
Oh, wait, I
don't think one of them
I really
alive.
just realised that. Yeah,
That's
that's
why I
3
said
of Dave's
to restore my
characters all
boy.
in one scene.
Oh my god.
I had
This is
to
like
tweet.
therapy, Dave.
If we kill Dave here, he'd have a 300% mortality rate.
17.
I kill myself for killing myself.
17, one sec.
1d10.
This is very mellow battle music.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think this is appropriate. This is fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Just imagine Bumpy burning in the background.
Yeah, so this is all happening in slow
Jesus,
motion.
I'm-
I got stove to this.
Everything's happening in slow motion now. Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, so that's the hit. And then
I get stoked.
so 10 damage.
Oh, hold on, what was it hit? Sorry, I pulled up your alive character sheet. I needed a different one.
17.
Yeah, you still hit with 17. Okay, cool.
Okay. So my first attack it does a 10.
10. Okay, cool. 1 second. Yeah,
And then my extra attack also does 10.
nice.
So 20 damage. And I think that's everything I can do on 110. I think. I'm raging. I feel happy. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Sweet. Awesome. So then next up is Ailsflosh. Like he's dead, but his head turns to follow Yarla as she runs past, and he sort of slumps to his side. So his face, you can see, get from his view Yarla running towards Bump Control's corpse with this fire slowly starting to build to the side. Next up, you hear a wailing sound coming from somewhere within the tavern, as well as the sound of scraping claws against stone,
Oh boy.
and whipping out of. Let me just get on the right layer. Coming whipping out of the of one of the what looked like it was one of the cells is three small gnomes, similarly greyed and claws. You see their arms sort of descended so that they basically drag along the floors behind them as they run. Twisted faces. They don't look quite the same as Grumpkin, but similarly deformed. They come ripping into the space around the corner and swarm the two dragonborns who are stood there. So
Are they close to me? How do opportunity attacks work?
they have to move out of
okay.
your range to invoke opportunity attacks.
You didn't take like Sentinel or something, did you?
I took the first one. The first path for Totemori. I took the wolf one, which is when I'm raging, friends get advantage on attack rolls. And then the second one I took the eagle, which is the
sight.
The sight.
Yeah, Sentinel's feet,
Feet,
isn't it?
yeah.
So let me pull these up. So what do these guys do?
Nasty, nasty stuff.
Probably horrible things. Yeah.
Let me check this. I don't know if they could be making multiple attacks on their turn. The roll 20 doesn't say very clearly. I need.
Oh, if they can, it would just say multi-attack.
Oh, it would be a.
Also, George, can you add another two damage? 2 damage to Grumpkin from my hit.
Yeah.
4 damage, please.
Oh, yeah.
So to the rage damage.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
Reckless.
Let me just quickly double check to make sure I'm playing these right. Ghoul.
Have you seen that clip of the guys on Critical Role when they're in it's really good. They're doing like a live show where it's in front of like hundreds of things, and like the barbarian character, who is of course like really popular, and he's like, I'm gonna make my first attack not reckless, and the crowd is like, what? He's like, give it a minute. Rolls a crit in front of like 200 people, yeah, and he's like, second attack reckless. Rolls a second crit, is doing like over 100 damage. The one turn of the team was like, well, fuck. How do you want to do it? And he's like, yeah! Just kills him in one turn. It was so funny.
Okay, yeah, no multi-attack, cool. So,
He's my hero now.
Yeah.
so Run, you get yours first. So, let's pull these back up. So they are a +4 to hit. So that is a 17. Oh, is it just 17? So yeah, 17 rather, and a and a crit.
They hit.
Not entirely sure.
So that is
Ooh. Now you're talking.
okay. So
Some proper stoving.
so that's 2.
Biblical stoving.
Biblically accurate stoving.
I need some D4. Here we go. So that is 8. 5. So 8 and 5 damage.
So are they the piercing, bludgeoning, or slashing?
It's slashing.
So I get resistance on that.
Okay, cool. So it'd be 4 and 2.
4 and 2. I can live with that.
And you need to make 2 DC 10 con throws or be paralyzed.
Oh, doesn't sound very friendly.
But you're right next to Paladin here,
Yeah,
so you get a +5 to that.
Yeah, you get his resistance on top.
All right.
News to me.
We were talking about this earlier.
So it's the ability you
Aura.
just added.
Oh.
Your aura thing you added.
So what was the first one?
Oh.
The Riz aura.
Yeah.
So it's a DC 10 con
Aura
save.
protection.
Oh god.
See, that's the kind of memory I'm dealing with here.
Wow. Okay, so I get 9.
Okay.
So the first one was 9.
So yeah, it doesn't matter about the second one. You can't be double paralyzed. So yeah. So the die about you slashing down your chest. So you get like 2 hands each. You get 4 sets of claw marks down your chest, and you immediately begin to feel your muscles all contract and tense. Like you would probably hear like the binding around the handle of your sword like sort of creaks a little bit as you clench it extra tight in your hand, and as you begin to sort of rigor up and lock, in paralysis.
Bugger.
Whis, you're up.
Okay. Can I get like just into the doorway on the other side?
Yep.
Without any opportunity attack?
Yeah, there's nobody within attacking range of you. Or where do you want to go?
Literally,
We'll hide
like
behind
make
us.
a triangle with the other 2. Basically.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you weren't invoking any opportunity attacks there. That's fine. They're on the way.
And then, do I get your bonus just for being next to you?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to take 2 longbow shots at. Well, I guess I'll make one at Grumpkin.
Grumpkin, yeah.
Grumpkin. So, and I've got advantage, but with my Elven accuracy, that lets me roll 3 times instead of 2, which is awesome. Oh. First off, I'm going to Hexblade's Curse on him.
Mhm.
So bonus action for that, I get +3 damage, and my crit range goes up to 19, 20 instead of 20.
Sick. Okay, cool.
This is literally what I built this character for. Crit.
Nice.
Okay, cool. And then I do...
Is that a 20 or a 19?
20.
20.
And then I get what? Which is 1d8 plus 5. Do you remember if we were doubling the dice?
We were doing max damage plus 1 dice. So if your damage is a D10, it's 10 plus whatever you roll on the dice, because anticlimactic crits are the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 13 then plus 3, so 16 damage.
16, nice to Grumpkin.
And then I have another attack, so I'm just gonna do that.
16, you said it was, wasn't it? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, you loose an arrow. It like hits him like dead in the center of the face. Like the tip pokes out the back, but it doesn't. It's not slowed him.
Cool. And then second attack ends up being 16 plus 8.
Well, that's gonna be hit. Yeah, well over 20. Yeah.
And then, so it's not a crit, so it's 1d8 plus 5. 7 damage.
Nice.
And then I'm just going to back up into the room if I've got any movement left.
Yeah, let me just quickly work out what it was. What's your movement speed?
It was 30.
30. You can't really move much at all, if at all. So I'll leave you where you were.
I just realised I wasn't adding the +3 damage for Hexblade's Curse either.
Okay.
So that's an extra 6.
Yep. That's fine.
And done.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Din, I need you to make a con save. DC 10.
Oh, 8.
8. Is that with your? Don't forget your plus. You need to add your charisma for your protection thing.
Charisma?
Is it your charisma modifier that he uses for the aura of protection? What is it?
I think so.
I might have it here. Yeah. I don't have it.
Just let me get to the stove in.
I just want this stove.
It is charisma. I'm 5.
You pass the grapes.
I can never find Paladin in the book.
I know, I was missing as well.
Oh, yeah, charisma.
Who brought these
Okay,
grapes?
so yeah, so add your charisma modifier.
So,
Why, thank you.
where's the saving throws?
Your grapes
Yeah,
are
yeah,
massive,
5.
Dave.
So yeah, 13.
13. Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Like, look at
Handy.
this.
That's
Um,
probably well, it's juicy.
Okay, cool. So then, yeah, what are you doing with your turn?
Stoving, divine smite.
Nice. Okay, so with a +1 to your attack as well because you acted straight away.
Yeah.
And do
didn't-
extra damage because it's undead.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping, so...
Well, no, you're against undead. You double it, don't you? It's literally a feature of the smite.
Divine smite is an extra D8. Damage increases by 1d8 if the target is an undead or a fiend.
Okay. Can I get you to roll a? Ooh, interesting. Okay, there's some thinking to do here.
If it makes any difference, I want to do second level.
What's your motivation behind this attack?
Mmm.
My motivation?
Yeah.
Wasn't expected.
Which god am I representing here? To save Yarda.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. So yeah. So you can totally do a divine spike, but it looks very different. So normally where you'd sort of like
Doves.
so normally where you would have the sort of like the veins appearing on your arms and sort of black eyes. Instead, like your weapon sort of glows in your hand and feels lighter. Like you feel as if you're swinging something that's half the weight of it actually is. You come hurtling over. So yeah, roll up your attacks.
You also get advantage for standing next to me.
Oh, yeah. So, remind me someone. D20.
Oh, here you
Yeah,
go.
just roll a d20 and let us know. It might not matter if you roll high enough.
15.
15.
The draconic dice is the one highest prone to
Who
crit.
are you attacking? Who are you attacking, by the way? One of the little ones or Grumpkin?
Grumpkin.
Grumpkin. Yeah. Okay. Cool. What was it? 15 to hit. Yes. Yeah. It's fine.
Oh, I see. Crit. No crit.
Cool. Yeah. Roll them up.
He is undead. Yeah.
So, I get the mace attack first, don't I? And then the smite.
Yep.
Where's my d6? So the mace is 6 plus 3.
Yep.
And then divine smite will be. It'll be. Is he undead?
Yes, he is undead.
So it'll be 4d8.
So fucking hell. Okay. Yeah.
5. 1. 7. 4. 17.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you bring the mace down on top of his head, and like the two shards of Whis' arrow that were through like kick off. It sort of like leaves a light streak behind it as you hammer it down. It sort of clomps his head into the center of his chest, and then like a crack appearing in stone, you see like this light that goes down his center. And then it just explodes in front of you, sort of like caking the entire area in sort of like this snotty blackish blood.
Sorry, Dave.
My boy.
This disgusting gnome, this hideous creature explodes before
So like, yeah, like
Monologue one,
I like
kicking
the
his crowbar.
I like, yeah, the crowbar like hits the ground and clatters.
He was Welsh.
Nice. Okay.
I've got. Can I use extra attack?
Yeah, you can use,
I can use it on someone else.
Yeah, you've got multi attack. Keep swinging.
So I can stove one of these other fuckers as well.
Do it.
Yeah. Do it.
Cool. Can I use another spell?
Yeah, smite you can just use with reckless abandon. There's no until you.
It's out of slots.
Yeah. Paladin's
Smite isn't a spell, so.
the definition of just spunk it all up the wall as quickly as possible.
Yeah. You don't have to declare you use it before you know if you hit or not as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will stove one of these other ones.
Yeah, do it.
Ah! Oh, there it is. Crit.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
I will use smite.
Yeah, roll 8 damage. Does the smite damage get critted as well?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Wait, it does?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll just use. I use a first level slot here,
Yeah, okay.
probably. So the mace is 4 + 6, 10.
Well, it was crit, so it's automatically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
So
so
you add the max. So yeah,
4 + 6 + 6.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
So 16.
16. Okay. So yeah. So where your hammer is, hits the ground, with like another flash step, he whips the hammer up the other way, and one of the gas like hits the back wall at the other end of the bar. Can I get perception from Weiss and Run?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking over here now.
Like 22.
9.
You wouldn't need it. Like, Run, you're stood right there. You wouldn't need it. Like, this isn't Din's
No.
normal power. Like, he's gone sort of like, oh, like you can almost hear cherubs in the distance. He's gone God mode. And Weiss, obviously, you would like look. You would notice the same thing. Like something's up with Din. Whatever it is, he's gone full rampage on these guys.
Weiss goes, wait a minute, you're a paladin?
Wait, so did he die before I even used smite? No.
The second guy did, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Nice. Okay, sweet. Then it would be Grumpkin's turn, but he's dead. Yarlet, you're up. Like you can hear there's strange like concussive noises of like thunder behind you, but I don't know if you're even looking.
Nope. I have full confidence in my boy. My stolen boy.
You did the sound of the mace.
Yeah. The thunderous crack of stone.
What's your movement again?
25. Can
Okay.
I reach?
You can get exactly to the base of the base, so you can. When you get closer, you notice that where she stands, her hands are like nailed to keep her upright.
Oh crap.
Mage
Mage hand.
Yeah.
I want to use Mage hand to start pulling the nails out of her hands.
Okay. So like the fire is now starting to sort of like where these flowers are dry. The fire is very quickly spreading to your side. So yeah, roll a. Does Mage Hand? What's the Mage Hand has an amount of like weight it can lift, so it has a comparative strength, doesn't it?
Mage hand can't carry more than 10 pounds.
So Mage Hand's pretty weak actually. So
Yeah.
it could probably get one of the nails out. The other one is Mage Hand an action.
Yes.
Okay. So you can probably get one of the nails out with a Mage
I'm
Hand.
assuming because you said I was at the base, so I can't reach it myself. Yeah, can I?
If you used your action, you could just.
Oh, okay.
You could. You're within reach. You're in touching distance for now. You don't need to use Mage
Gotcha.
Hand.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought it was too far away.
Okay, no.
In
Sorry.
that case, then, yeah, I'm not using Mage hand. I just want to try and get Bumpy Chill down. So
You're just gonna rip her away from the wall.
I don't know if I want to rip the hands.
And roll another con check for me as well.
Oh, okay. 16.
16. Okay.
I've hardened my stomach.
Yeah. Like, you get close, but you're after getting this close and seeing like you're within. She's lit as well now by the fire on her side. There's gruesome detail this close, and you sort of gulp back sick. And then it's what you're gonna do.
Do you mean on fire or like really cool lit?
Almost both.
Not to me. I don't want to rip her hands, but just trying to see what spells I've got. So she's not on fire yet, right?
She's not, no.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try and get the nails out.
Okay, roll a strength check. You just got to get in there with your fingers and pull, so it's just pure strength. There's no finessing this.
Okay. No problem. Easy crit. Easiest crit of my life. 15. Minus 1, 14.
Okay, you with 14 you get a nail out, and over the course of your turn, like it's hard, it's really hard going. Like it's pressed up against the palm of her hand, so you have to really stick your fingers in. Like you can feel it pulling up against the back of your fingernails, but you manage to just get a purchase on one. It probably like cuts the top of your hands as you're pulling it, but you manage to wrench one of them free, and a hand drops down by her side. Cool. Run.
I would specifically do the side that's closer to the fire first.
Yeah.
So I can try and turn her away from it while I'm getting the other one out.
Yeah, it's hot where you are now,
Yeah.
so because it's catching really fast, so like the heat is up against the side of your face. But yeah, you pull that hand and you sort of like slump her towards you as you go to pull the other hand. Run. Can I? Oh, Run. You get some checks you can do. There's a lot of saving throws for you to do now, Run.
Yeah.
So you can repeat. We'll start by repeating the. Oh, hold on. Let me just double check how this works. You might have to choose if you want to do it. Oh, it's at the end of its turn. So you. Oh, no, it on its turn. Okay, yeah. So you can't do anything for the paralysis. So I just need a con save first.
Okay. That is up. Hang on, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Right. So,
Oh, let me double check actually. One sec. Make sure I'm not. Oh no, scrap that. The Grumpkin's dead, so his stench that poisons you if you at the start of your turn is no longer in effect. So you're all right. So you do have a con save to make to be unparalysed though, so we'll use that
so
for
that was a 13.
13. Okay. Yeah. So you regain. You regain. It's at the end of your turn, so that's unfortunately all of your actions used. But you can now take reactions, so it's important to note.
That's wonderful.
Imagine raging while paralysed.
Angry eyes!
My legs won't work.
So then, Aelslosh is dead. It's now the ghoul's turn. So
That's almost as that.
so you've got two of them on. You still Run, and Din, you've got one. I'll do Din's first. 2. Run. 13 plus. Wrong one.
Can you cast shield on somebody else?
50. Plus 4, 17,
That hits.
and 14.
Does not hit.
Okay, so one of them hits, so that's 2d4 plus 2 damage, which
You have to
is
spend your entire battle
God damn it.
that's 4, and I don't think you'd be raging anymore because you. How does it work in terms of rage running out?
It says it runs out if I haven't taken damage or attacked in the last. I suppose I haven't now.
No, because you were paralysed. So,
But-
Let me just check.
yeah, let's check how that works.
You've taken damage in.
In this turn,
Everyone's
but
turn.
I don't know if it's at the end of his turn that it matters.
Yeah.
Rage is funny like that.
It's very
But he still would have taken damage in.
I took
to
it
go-
in the previous turn.
Yeah.
That's the one which actually gave me the paralysis.
So it says it ends early if you're knocked unconscious, or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn, or taken damage since then.
So I'm chill.
Yeah, so paralysis shouldn't affect it.
Okay, so it doesn't affect it, but it also meant that he wasn't able to take an attack.
Yeah.
But you did take damage since your last turn, so you are still raging.
Yeah.
Because that's when you got hit. Okay, cool. So that's fine. So it'll be so you do half it, so 3 damage, but you do need to make another DC 10 con save. Don't forget to add +5 for aura protection. That's an 18. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, so yeah, you take another slash, but you're able to keep moving.
Wonderful.
Then next up, Weiss, you're up.
Cool. I am going to bonus action to cast Elemental Weapon, because my Hexbase curse is down now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast it on my bow, so I get +1 to hit, plus 1d4 fire damage.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do what I did last turn.
Cool.
So,
Plus another +1 to hit for haste bonus.
yes. So I should really be doing 2 and then re-rolling 1. So 19 or 7, so 19 to hit.
Yep. That hits.
Doesn't crit because it's that other thing's down now. So then 1d8 plus 5. So 9 plus the 4 fire. 4. So 9 regular, 4 fire damage.
Okay, sure. That's fine. There's no resistance to either of those, so that's just 13. Cool. So yeah, you plant an arrow in the nearest one's neck. It takes a second step forward, but then lunges as if to come back towards you again.
Cool. And then second shot. So 14 or 7. So 14 plus.
If it's 14 plus anything, yeah, you're good.
Cool. Then same thing again. So 1d8 plus 5. So 10 plus 4 fire.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, the second step, as it goes to step back towards you, the second step nails it right in the mouth, and it collapses over backwards. So there's only 2 of them left now. Next up is Din.
Stove.
Cool. Roll it up. There's only 1 near to you, so
Plus 10 haste bonus.
Oh shit. 3.
Well, like after all this existential crisis, he's just like, no, I'm in my element.
Divided.
Stone.
Yeah. 16.
nice. That's a hit. Yeah.
1 plus 6. So our divine smite.
Yeah. So 7 so far.
First
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
So that was, I think, because this is undead as well.
Yeah. They're undead.
So I think that was 3d8.
Oh, this fight is so good against undead.
1. 4. Is that 4? Yeah. 8.
Nice.
13.
13. Okay. Badly wounded, but that one is still up. And like you take a huge chunk out of his shoulder. He's sort of like he's an empty space from everywhere from his neck down to his left hip. But he's still moving somehow.
I presume I can't say second level now.
No,
Partway through.
No, you can't recall which one it is. You can decide to smite after you decide hip. You can't then decide which level it's going to be.
Yeah, fine.
Cool. Grumpkin's dead. Yarlet. It's your turn again.
Okay.
More nail pulling, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So
I suppose, like at this point, Yarlet's kind of like getting a little blackened from the soot and everything. Feeling the heat, but yeah, we're strength contesting the next nail. So.
Yeah, do it.
11 minus 1, that's 10. I'm gonna inspiration.
Okay, cool. So yeah, like the inspiration sort of represents you start pulling at it, but it's not coming. Like
Yeah.
your thumbnail like pops off your hand where you're trying to pull at it too hard, so frantically.
13.
Nice. Okay, but yeah, you sort of like push down into the raw flesh, and you heave it, and slowly the nail and all at once comes away, and Yarlet sort of like slumps forward Bunkture slumps forward on top of you, and you catch her. You've still got all of your movement. So
I'm gonna assume I get half speed. So yeah, just shuffling backwards away from the flames to make sure Bumpy Trail doesn't catch on fire.
Yeah, you can make it to half your movement gets you to about there as the fire continues to grow.
And 17 for Constitution in case I need to. With
Yeah.
her now lent against me.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like it's very unpleasant. Like now she's up against you. There's a sort of a moistness exuding from her. Okay, sweet. Run.
Well,
You're mobile. You can do things.
I can do things. I intend to attack that little bastard in front of me.
Yep. Swing it up.
Sorry, I never used my extra attack.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Do it.
get
Sorry.
that
Yeah. No, totally fine. You can wreck on that.
Start again. 5. 3. Okay. Never mind.
Ignore.
I believe I'll attack.
Yeah.
Hello.
Look who it is.
Hello, Kimmy.
And hello, Midge.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, mister. Right. Okay, that's 6 plus 5. And I get advantage, so
Yeah.
I'll be advantaging.
Shall I check the door?
Yes. Yeah. Do it.
Okay, that's 17. So that's a hit.
Yes, that is a hit.
So the first 17 of the hit, and then. Okay, so 3. Feel like I'm missing some damage. Ah, yeah. So 5 for the rage damage as well.
So 8 total.
8 total.
Yeah.
And then the same again.
Yep. Second attack.
Okay, that's 21.
Yeah, that hits.
That's the hit. And 11 plus 2, so 13 for plus the rage damage.
So close. So yeah, you like take a slash down, and similar to Din's one, you like take its right arm off, clean off its body, but it still sort of staggers and goes as if to lunge at you one final time.
Okay. Just think there's anything else I can do. I know I've got a reaction, but I haven't stepped away yet. So. Nah, I think I'm good. Cool.
Okay, sweet. So the ghouls are each going to use their death throws to lunge themselves at you. I'm going to quietly roll something over here. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool.
That's never good.
Yeah.
It's never interesting either.
That's a crit fail. And okay, so yeah, the ghouls both go to lunge at you, but the two dragons, you're able to just fend off both their attacks. Well, they've only got one arm each. You plant your respective weapons into their chests and shove them backwards. Weiss, you're up.
Oh, that's quick. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna fire more shots.
Yeah, go for it.
That is 10 to 3, reroll the 3. So 13 plus 5 is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
I'm just going
And
to get 2 glory moments here, I think.
I think you might be right. We
1d8.
suffered a lot for it.
Yeah.
So 8 plus 5, 13.
Yeah, they've got.
plus-
One, I'll let you know in advance. They've got 1 and 2 health respectively. each.
I'll attack the next one.
You flick one of them.
Okay, that was a 14, reroll the 4. So what even is that? Well, either way, 14 plus is going to be enough.
Yeah.
And then 1d8. 8 again, so 8 plus 5 plus the fire damage.
Okay, so yeah, you guys shunt these two back, and then they're just as about to take about 2 arrows, who go thump, thump, and they both drop to the ground the
Right.
ground. I'll keep the solemn music going. So that 20 I rolled behind here. So like you sort of stand quiet. Behind you, Yarla, you hear like coughing coming from the floor where Ale Slosh is lying.
Oh, is he alive?
He's not moving. You can see his eyes are open and he's staring at you. He's still lying, motionless on the floor, but he's looking at you and sort of he coughs some blood onto the floor in front of him. But he's conscious.
Oh boy.
He's in prime position.
For what?
For us.
For a stone. Oh.
Get it done, let's get out of here.
So as the flames begin creeping up, like you can see the flames begin to lick up against the ceiling of the room.
It's wood, right?
It's wood. He's sort of like, you can see the flames. You can see we get a picture of like the shrine that he's built burning reflected in his eyes, and with you sort of cradling Yarlet as he stares at you, unable to say anything.
I think as I'm dragging Yarlet past him, I'd catch his eyes and like look back at the flames and be like, at least you built your own pyre, and drag Yarlet out of the room.
Nice, that's an inspiration. Okay, cool. So yeah, are you guys all just going to make your way out?
Yeah.
Okay.
How crazy is the fire going?
You got.
Can I loot him?
Well, like it's pretty big. Like it's basically there's a big pile of dried leaves in the corner which have caught fire. So it's to the point where it's licking up against the ceiling now. The other side of the room, you can feel it in the corridor where you are, the heat of it.
Do I have enough time to cut off all the ghoul hands?
Not all of them, no. And you could probably try and carry a ghoul out with you, or slice off.
There's two
slice
arms on
off.
the floor at least.
Also,
We took off.
Yeah, there's the 2 arms that they took off. You could grab 2 arms, and maybe have time to cut 1 more, but you'd be starting to press it.
Yeah, I'm gonna risk it.
Okay.
I'll
also
grab
like
the 2.
While you're doing that, can I take perception to see if I recognize any of the gnomes, the gnome ghouls?
Yeah, they're all people. It's a small village.
Sorry, anyone I would particularly care about, I suppose. AKA my parents.
So your parents aren't amongst them, but you do, like, it's a small, very small, tight-knit community. Like, as you're walking past Yarlet, you see the faces of these ghouls and you recognize every one of them.
Yeah, like the greengrocer and...
Exactly that. Like, these are all people that you grew up with. Sort of like their faces deformed, but still recognizably them. You sort of like, you see Grumpkin's crowbar and lying poignantly on the floor.
Take a crowbar.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you scoop up the crowbar, and you're all making your way up the stairs, and then as you're sort of like going, you see Weiss is there, like, hacking at an arm to try and get one. So I'll say you can have a hand plus 2 arms, Weiss.
Cool.
On your way out, and then you guys make your way up the stairs.
How far away is I forgot the name, Elslosh from the fire?
A good way, like he's almost the whole way across the
Can I
room.
fling him in it?
If you want, there's nothing to stop you. Okay, so so like as everybody rounds back, like you take a step into the room, like you're the only one there. Everybody else is making their way to the building. You just you sort of haul him up, and like he's completely lifeless now, and you just like throwing a bag on.
All I can imagine is like this divine music that's when when he does this, it turns into like the shitty flute version.
Yeah, but no, you toss him towards the fire and make your way back.
Din's a complicated character.
Nice. So you guys make your way up the stairs. The by the time that you're making your way up, the fire is beginning to chase you out, but there's no peril of you getting caught in it. You sort of make your way out to the front of the tavern, and you sort of turn back to see all of the windows sort of illuminated from the inside, and slowly the big old building begins to burn as you all stand and watch.
Our stealth mission didn't go well.
Like our stealth missions usually. Average ending for our stealth missions.
Yeah. I mean, the building's on fire. That's pretty normal, right?
Yeah.
I think unless any of you guys stopped, Yarlet would start moving Bumpy Trail towards Yarlet's old house.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. No. So it's probably as you're sort of standing watching burning, you sort of turn back and see that Yarlet has started marching off down the road with Yarlet. Yarlet sort of struggling under the weight of Bunker a little bit as you sort of staggered. And what's his sort of demeanour like? He's sort of like clumsily.
More just like one arm over the shoulder, dragging along, like
right. Okay.
as if Bumpy Trail was like
wounded.
Wounded or drunker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Totally. I'm guessing anybody to follow. Stay and watch the fire. What's everybody doing?
I'm following, I think.
Okay.
I would loot nearby houses for supplies. We always need more supplies on the road.
Okay. Yeah. We can totally do that.
And I'll go get the kids.
Yeah.
Good kids.
Look what we did!
I just fly off in the direction of the thingy.
Okay, yeah, totally. So we'll deal with those we'll deal with those separately. So we the cool guy doesn't look at explosions, starts walking to Ack with like these like severed arms swinging by her side. I imagine quite casually is the way I get Reese is that.
I mean, she's probably swinging them around rather dangerously, but
Yeah.
I've got a right to bear arms.
So you guys all sort of break off in different directions. We sort of see Yarlet down the road, and Din notices her and begins following. Run, something catches your eye, but we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that separately.
Oops.
What?
We just left him with whatever's coming.
So yeah, Yarlet, you make it to the threshold of your old house.
I think she would turn like now that she's at her old house and she knows it's not like a complete shit tip as in like destroyed. Yeah.
Well, your stuff's all gone. So it was all the reason you had the orb that you were able to speak with.
I mean like that. The building
control.
is there.
Yeah,
not
the building's still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would swing the door open and it's like a new house in so much as it's empty, other than maybe some remnants of, I don't know what the ritual would have pertained last time, whether there's any sort of sign scraped into any surfaces or anything like that. But
what did that orb do again?
that was the orb you made you made as a gift for Bumpy. And when you touched it the first time, you were able to commune with her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think once the door would open, Yarla would turn back towards Din, kind of not meeting your eye, kind of like looking at the ground, and just be like, "Could you leave me alone for a little while, please?"
Yeah.
Okay. Totally.
Don't need to ask why. Just walk away.
Okay, that's fine. So you head over towards where Run is. You see Run sort of moving towards something, and you follow him. And then Yarlet, the camera sort of stays with you. And when you I'm guessing you step into your house, with Bunky.
Yeah.
It's sort of like it's sort of cold and empty. Like there's maybe like sort of the sun-bleached silhouette of where family pictures used to be hung on the wall. You can see the outlines and the sort of ghostly forms of a life previously lived in this house, but now empty spaces where it's all been looted and taken away. Nothing but clean floors, even the carpet's been pulled up.
Yeah, I think for now, she kind of dragged Bunky Trill into what used to have been Yarlet's bedroom, now just desolate, empty. Kind of prop her up against the wall, so like in the corner, so that the corpse is kind of there. Probably just like looking at Bumpy Trill for a little bit. A weak little smile, like, "Jeez, you really stink, and then slowly curl into a ball, and probably fade out to the sound of sobbing.
Okay, totally. So we then head over to what Run's eye. So Run, you go to the burnt house. You notice the sort of like you're sort of kicking around in the ruins, and you notice that where the fireplace is, you can see there's sort of like somehow sort of preserved. There's like some food in a pot. Like the smell is what draws you in. And it seems like whatever this house fire is in, there was some sort of meaty stew that's been nicely smoked now.
Sounds nice.
You draw in, you get closer, but you look down, you see that underneath the fireplace there's a small gap that seems to lead to some sort of empty space underneath the fireplace.
And so now are you with me?
I am, yeah.
I would point that out.
Okay. You sort of like you use a heel to push it back, and then you see that there's an envelope underneath where it was.
Yeah, I'll pick it up.
Let's see if I still have this in Roll20. Hopefully I do.
You handwrite a letter.
Is it this?
I've learnt to write. I am now.
Yeah, the curious thing is this probably happened so long ago that any four of us could have written this and do not remember what it is.
Mysterious note.
Or it just says, "Dear whoever finds this,
Yeah.
power word kill."
Let's see if I've still got it. One sec. So, Dave, you can read that at your leisure.
Okay, Halloween, I hope this finds you well. Your box is safe, but I fear that I'm not. I've seen shapes shifting in the bushes outside my window, and I fear Elschloss and his thugs have ill intentions for me. Bengal has come unhinged. It does say Bengal, doesn't it?
Yeah, Burgle. That's Aelslosh's first name.
Burgle. He has lost his little girl, Bumkey a few moons ago. My heart also aches for Philosopher, but I fear it's pushed Elslosh over the edge. He still hasn't buried her. News of her death was brought into town by the strangest group I've ever encountered. They had a dragon! But I think another one of their numbers will interest you more. She was an elf. She said her name was Kaylin. She had the deepest blue eyes. It was like I had one of your two boys staring back at me. She had a letter with your name. She had a letter with your name on it. I didn't let on that I knew you, fearing that she was working for Alden, but her intentions seemed pure. She didn't seem to know who you are. She came into town gravely wounded, supposedly from the same fight that took Bumkey's life. Elschloss and his men didn't offer her help, but I couldn't leave her to die in the street. I used some of the remedies you showed me to bind her wounds, and after a week she was healthy enough to leave. However, I fear my kindness will cost me. Word is that Elschloss believes that the elf girl is in some way connected to Bumkey's death. I can't sleep. Every time I hear a sound from outside, I fear it's Burgle's men coming to me to take me. I know you can't come and save me, so I've stowed the box. Burgle's men shouldn't be able to find it. It's in the usual spot. I hope you find your grandchildren soon, for all our sakes. Ord.
Interesting.
It's in the usual spot.
Does that mean anything to anyone? Like these people, I mean, the names.
It should to you three, I think. This is from a very, very long time ago. This
I mean,
is the very
I recognize
first-
the elf, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, was Amy's original character.
Yeah, Ord's the kindly gnome lady who sort of saved you all, or
Yeah.
who nursed her back to health when Bumkey died.
Yeah.
Ah.
Who's Eldon? That's who the letter's addressed to, right?
Alden.
Eldon. Yeah.
Yeah.
None of you recognise it. An Alwyn, sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
None of you recognise the name.
Okay. Because it's the Arlet's town, I would stow it and later give it to her.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys reconvene at the cart.
And what was the food? Did it smell good? Was it tasty? Some good
Was
food?
it good?
That's
chutney?
totally
Yeah.
fucking no meat
Yeah, it's-
stew.
yeah, it's
Please
like-
don't
it's
eat it.
Yeah, it's just like a meat stew.
I'm
So-
also interested in that, so I'll have a nibble.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
totally fine. Like it's sort of been preserved by whatever fire. It seems like whatever fire was relatively recently. It's a little bit bitter. Like there's a crust you almost have to take off the top of it. But underneath, there's sort of like a few days' rations, effectively.
Nice.
Underneath that you'd have to find something to contain it. But you could take a fistful of stew. You could at least satiate for your hunger for today.
Cool. Perfect. All good.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, you guys reconvene at the cart. I'm guessing Yarlet doesn't appear though. Okay.
She'll unless someone comes to disturb her, she'll stay in the house until dawn.
Okay.
I went ahead to bring the cart into town. So
Okay. So yeah, you guys sort of walk. You guys walk away from the burning house, yeah, you just as the cart's beginning to sort of slowly rock into town, and like you see the dragon's head poke out of the side of the window. These large antlers. Shrews sort of taking up a seat alongside Weiss, and sort of waving at you guys as the cart rolls into town.
I guess we rest here then, guys.
Okay.
Because what's the time? Like, is it sunset?
It's night time. Yeah, you guys went in at sundown. It hasn't been that long, so the sun's completely set now, but it is now night. So probably with that the screen sort of fades down to black. Two nights until the full moon appears on screen. Nice. So sun up, I guess, would be the thing we sort of like. We get a close up of Yarlet's face, sort of lying on the side, and the light from the morning sun casts in through your bedroom window, sort of catching you directly in the eye.
Definitely wouldn't sleep though. The wound
Okay.
would just be kind of slumped.
Yeah,
against
so
the wall.
probably in whatever stoop you were in, it's sort of whatever days you were in, the light is forcing you to move.
Yeah, Yarlet would head out to get the golden ball, the golden orb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is everyone else asleep or?
It depends what time you get up, I guess.
Okay. Like literally crack of dawn, like the moment light starts to peek out.
Who usually takes last watch? I'm trying to remember. I've probably got it on
I feel
here.
like I usually do.
Yeah, because you usually have the no dark vision.
We do the dead of the night, don't we?
Yeah. So probably let's just say it's Din for thematic purposes. Din, and where you're sort of on morning watch, and you see Yarlet emerge from her house.
And come towards us.
Yeah. I'm
You're
going
going
towards
to
the.
get the orb, did you say?
Yeah. To get the orb.
Mhm.
I guess catch your eye. And kind of just give you a little nod. But unless you say anything specific, I'm going to get the orb and head back in.
Just say, do you need any help?
I do, but not yet.
Cool. So yeah, you scoop up the orb from your belongings and then head back inside.
Yep. And really just gonna see if the orb lets me, like, in kind of a desperation attempt
Mhm.
to see if any contact with the orb or Bumpy would bring like about another vision or talking or anything.
Okay. Just roll a d20 for me.
14.
14. So no. You sort of sit there, but the previous message is being this close to, or whatever it is, something doesn't let you talk to her right at this moment.
Okay. Then, for now, I'm going to cast Animate Dead.
Oh wow. Okay. Nice. What does that do?
So, that does... pretty much just gives a living, or not living, but... so, the spell creates an undead servant. Choose a pile of bones or corpse from a medium or small humanoid within range. The spell imbues the target with a foul mimicry of life, raising it as an undead creature. The target becomes a skeleton if you chose bones, or a zombie if you chose a corpse. For each of your turns, you can use a bonus action. We're not in combat, so that doesn't matter too much. Or you can issue general commands, such as guarding a stairway. You decide what action the creature will take next and where it will move, and can give general commands, or if you give it no commands, it will defend itself and the caster against hostile creatures. Once given an order, the creature will continue it until the task is complete. The creature will be under my control for 24 hours, at which point it will stop obeying unless I cast the spell again, in which case it will reassert control for another 24 hours on up to at least 4 corpses that I have reanimated that way.
Okay. So yeah, you can do that.
If you don't cast it again, does it become its own
Yeah.
sentient, not sentient, but does its own thing?
Yeah. It doesn't like fall back into a heap of bones. It just
Yeah.
becomes a general evil zombie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you can do that.
Yep. So, once Bumpy Trill is up and shambling, I suppose.
Introduce him to the boy.
Yeah. This is true. Your new playmate.
He's your new brother.
Yeah.
I think I would just command Bumpy Trill to come along, to follow me,
Okay.
and then go back out to where Din is.
Okay. Yeah. So you're you scoop up the orb and turn towards the door. And Bumpy Trill sort of dragging her feet behind you. you're just about to sort of cross the threshold outside, and you get a flash in your mind of just the image of Bunkertrill still chained to the tree. She sort of looks up as if she's heard something, but then you're immediately back.
Don't know what that means.
She looks tired.
In the vision.
Yeah. I'm guessing you still have Elslosh's book as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
cool.
course.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead, for now, I'm gonna tell Bunkertrill to stay in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Stay there alone, and then I'm going to take the book and the orb back out to Den, or I mean, to the caravan. But you're the only one awake at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
And I guess once out there, kind of stow the book and orb for now. Come and kind of just slump down right next to Den. Jarla's still pretty rough, like blackened from the fire, like covered in soot and dirt. Bloodshot eyes, like hasn't slept at all at night, and just goes like, "So you changing gods?"
How did you know?
Well, you've got two, and Udo only uses one. You also kind of had a trumpet flaring when you were stoving earlier.
I'm not sure if my old god turned his back on me or if I turned my back on him.
No, that seems pretty good. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Good.
And an awkward.
Nice. I think that's probably where we sort of like the camera sort of pans round just in time to see Din sort of like pat Jarla on the shoulder, and we sort of turn around to see where you've both sat outside the carts, sort of like still smouldering in the centre of town. Now sort of like a large camp, the remnants of a campfire, but the Elslosh's tavern burns as the screen slowly fades down to black, and then the credits roll past. Solemn music in the background.
Wow.
Wow.
Solid episode.
Heavy.
Gives a new meaning to Dave's butchered babies.
I know, Dave, that had inspiration for being such a trooper through all of that.
Your own character's
Mum,
getting
Davis.
smashed.
That was a fun one.
That was really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was not expecting you to turn her into a zombie.
Neither was I.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Jarla is very obsessed.
That feels like
I've had that animate dead cooking in the spell book prepared for well over 2 years now.
Yeah,
Were you gonna say, Smith?
feels like that's gonna end badly.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she's gonna eat what's his name.
You can eat shrew.
God, that would
wake
be,
up one
that
morning,
would be
you've forgotten to cast
tragic.
the spell.
Oh no! I taught him to read.
I made his life so much better he can read now.
Yeah,
Was that the trauma?
it's fine.
Yeah.
That was
a
good.
one. Yeah.
That was fun.
Din feels like he's in less trouble now.
Or are you in more trouble?
What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong with angering an evil god? Well, he was already angry. I just got one on my side now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, net positive. Net positive.